going on? Ladies and gentlemen, here we are once again at the Crooked Lane Brewery here in Auburn, California to talk about Dirt Daze. This has become an annual tradition with some of my favorite people on the planet. The one and only, do you guys want to introduce yourself, or should I introduce you guys?
Like and subscribe?
Yeah, like and subscribe.
People are like, wait, what?
I know. It's so funny. I think about the history we had, like when we started this whole thing. We all kind of started it together. It was like, basically, we've told this story before where you guys were hosting a group ride and I showed up in a Hawaiian shirt or something like that, met Todd the Saw, and the rest was history. Like,
yeah.
I wasn't even making content when you guys started doing this whole thing.
No, it's crazy. Super random.
I know. So if I was to give us a proper introduction, I would say, like, okay, maybe let's start from the beginning. What was the inspiration to start MTB Norcal? Maybe describe what MTB Norcal is for everybody in case they don't know, and then they'll be up to date.
I love this story. Go
ahead.
No, you go.
No, you tell it better.
In stereo.
Well, it was a dark, steamy night.
No. Why was it steamy?
That's why
I don't know where he's going with this.
Because Sean is so hot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, no, it actually just started with me and Sean. We were out on a ride.
No, you got to go back.
Oh, my God.
Met at a gas station part.
Gas station.
Did the inevitable exchange Instagram
Yeah, so I was...
IDs.
I have changed my story slightly, is that I will now say that I commented on Sean's boat first.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
And then he said I had a nice truck, and I was like, I like your truck. And then, which is really weird.
It got weird for a second. yeah.
And then I was like, hey, hit me up. Like, on
He
the
didn't.
gram.
He definitely didn't say it like that because I would have ran. Yeah.
But he was about it. So we exchanged on the gram. We did a couple of rides together. And then one day we were riding up. And what was funny is I didn't realize that he had an Instagram page. And I see a video of me, and I'm like, what the hell is this? So I texted him. I was like, dude, do you have an Instagram page? Yeah. And so that kind of started how the Instagram piece started. And then we were climbing one day. Excuse me. And we talked about doing like hats, shirts. We thought we were going to get famous on YouTube.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
suck.
There's always time, boys. There's always time.
I think that ship has sailed, but
It's not ours.
And then that just came to where we're like, if we sell stuff, we're like, why don't we give that money back to the community, right? Because it's hard for us to dig. I mean, I have 3 kids. He has his family, right? Shane's got his stuff going on, which he got brought into later. But when it was just me and Sean, it was just like, man, we got so much, but we want to give back. So how do we do it? And that's really how it started.
Yeah, it's huge. And with a simple concept, the idea is just getting together and spreading stoke about the trails, which eventually evolved into full-on nonprofit status, which eventually evolved into, hey, how can we create a rad event that generates a lot of revenue for local trail systems? And it's something that, like, not everybody knows the backstory of how trails get built, but sometimes it's some little kid in the back. I don't want to say little kid, that sounds bad. It's some kid in the woods building jump trails. Sometimes it's full-on trail organizations that are organizing, working with local governments, and helping to get, dedicated mountain bike downhill trails like what's happening in Nevada City. So, in your guys' past with organizing the Dirt Daze event, like, I think the first year was a pretty decent amount. Last year was like 4,000 or something, or what was it?
I think the first year was about that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first year we were probably about 1,500, and then we saw a big increase last year.
No, I think it's about donations.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking people.
Yeah.
Donation, it was $4,000 to $5,000 both years.
Yeah, and I think that we kind of got lucky with timing. Like the first year was just right after COVID, had sort of passed, or there was a little bit of a window, so everybody was looking to get out and do something. So it was like the timing was so good for everything, and the vendors supported us big time. The connections we had made in just the group rides that we had planned and things like that really opened the window for a killer event. And once we saw what that first day was like, we were like, oh yeah, we can do better.
Yep. And I remember looking back at the event, like the first time we did it, and it was like, it was intimate in scale, and it was immediately apparent that, like, if you continue to do this event, you're either going to need to expand or, like, really commit to how intimate and, like, fun it was. And to me, I almost described it to other people as like a little mini Sedona, like the idea that's like where Sedona is really built around just shredding, having a good time, go ride, come back to the festival, hang out. All those things are all together with bike demos mixed in. And, like, I think part of the charm of this event is that it's a smaller scale event. To me, like, it's like if you would have expanded to like North Star or something, what would happen is somebody would go ride, you'd never see him again, This is like you go do a lap on Hoot, you come right back up. It's really interesting to me.
That's the great place about Nevada City is there's so much right in there, and we've all talked about that same thing. Like, do we take it somewhere else? But then you almost take away that small town right there feel like you were talking about. Everything's within striking distance of the event.
And catering to all levels.
Yeah. And the wheelhouse there, that facility, is great for something like this. You know, it definitely limits what you can do far as the event size-wise with vendors, but you know, it can hold all the people in the world that want to come to it, and it really like showcases NorCal. And Shane is part of Bonk, and he knows like intimately what they have to go through to build those trails.
Yeah.
So giving back to Bonk and especially Fat Track here in Auburn area is huge. You know.
It's a massive thing. It's a massive thing. And like, again, not everybody knows what goes into building all this stuff. So it's cool because you get part of an education on like how it all works, but you also get to go to a rad event. Now, one of the things I think is especially interesting is like if somebody is not aware that they can donate to trail organizations, it's like, okay, that's fine. You didn't know about it or whatever, or you don't really want to donate. This is a great way to do it because when you go to the raffle and you get raffle tickets and stuff, it goes towards local trail organizations, and you have an opportunity to win rad stuff at the same time. It's like you know, donating but not knowing you're donating. It's like a sneaky donation is kind of the best way to describe it. It's so good, so good.
And that's speaking of that, that's like one of the things where when Don and I first started talking about it, I wasn't really aware of the whole donation thing either. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't know about Fat Track at the time. I thought when I first started mountain biking years ago, 6-7 years ago, whatever it was, that it was like the Park Service that maintained it. So when we started riding, we were like, oh, you know, there's actually people that come out here and dig and maintain this stuff. And as Don mentioned, it's real hard for us to get out. So the way we figured it was like, let's do what we can to raise money for those guys. I know they do that themselves, but maybe we can be an addition to that.
It's tricky sometimes because trail organizations don't always have the resources to manage social media and govern exposure and things like that. That's where people like us can help. Like, you know, usually when trail organizations reach out, I figure out a way to help. I worked on a series of videos with the International Mountain Bike Association recently, and that was really good in terms of e-bike awareness. But they don't always know how or have the throughput to do that stuff. So, I mean, it's nice that people like us can kind of come in and offer an assist. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah. We all have like sales and marketing type backgrounds, so it was an easy lean to that. You know, you can lean on that pretty good. And then once we started, everybody was super stoked about it. We're like, let's just try to do a group ride. That was like the first thing we tried to do. And we were like, have this random Instagram page and just tag a few people, and all of a sudden, I think the first day, like there was like
80 or 100, wasn't it?
The first ride was actually the hangover ride.
Yeah.
Yes.
So January 1st, we're like, nobody will show up to this.
Yeah.
And then like huge. 45, 50 people show up, and we're like, oh, that was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
And then it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I remember the last one we did, we actually got in trouble because they're like, well, this is an event. We had so many people there, and we're like,
the park ranger stopped us
if you can
a couple
spread
of times.
Yeah, two at a time every like minute and a half, we're like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's been crazy how it expanded so quick.
Yeah, and I think you guys tried to do a group ride recently, and it was just like the perfect storm. It was like a rain just came through and just like, but like
we had three. We tried to do it 3 or 4 different times this year, and every time we got rain. I mean, it's hard to complain about rain in California because we definitely need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely blew our winter group rides out.
No, us Californians will 100% complain about rain. Like, aren't we such babies? Like, it's. I was talking to somebody about this recently. I was like, it's so funny how like if we get the right amount of rain, we're like, perfect, we got some rain this year. But if you have one extra day of rain that you didn't quite expect, which in California we got quite a bit of this year, we all just go like, that's enough. Yeah. That's enough.
Or if it's every weekend when I want to ride.
Yeah.
It's always like, when's it going to stop? In the winter, we're like, in the summer, we need rain. Yeah. And then the winter comes, we're like, we need sun.
Yeah, I know.
You're right.
I think of like anybody on the East Coast is like, it's snowing right now, or like whatever else, and we're like, it's not 70 yet. We're kind of a little upset about this. It's been hard going out here in California, but we can complain about it. We can complain when it gets too hot too. Like we just have this little Goldilocks zone that we're only happy then, but we're figuring it out.
It's very true. Yeah, that is for sure.
So can we talk about like some of the vendors that are going to be out at the event? Because I think you guys got a bunch of different people doing bike demos out there, right?
Yeah, Don, go ahead.
Yep. We actually have Specialized, Rocky Mountain, Pivot, Transition, Kona, Mondraker. Yeah, DemoWorks is going to bring some Mondrakers and some Forbidden, and there was one other company that's skipping my mind right now that they're going to have there. So
Kona's there.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, I mean, 6, 7, 8 brands that are doing demos. And then we have like Fox Racing, Oakley, you name it, just a bunch of other brands that are going to be there to support it.
Sweet. And it's like, if you've never ridden Nevada City, it's like a great trail system to really demo bikes on. You get good flow, you get a few jumps here and there, you get a little bit, not so much technical chunk, but other than that, like you get a little bit of everything. It's a great place, and the benefit is when you do a lap, like say when you go down a Hoot or whatever else, it's a quick climb back up. And we all know this because we don't complain too much. The
right.
climb out of Scott's is a little longer, but we need to like set up Kyle over here. Where did Kyle go?
He's behind you.
Kyle's way back there. We need to set Kyle up on shuttle service. That's what we'll do. Just don't tell him.
Just do tell them.
Yeah, it's a great place for that. You can get in an hour demo. We try to keep the demo bike, get them back in an hour.
Yeah.
So you could, if you're quick, you can do a Hoot and a Scott's and be back, and you got a taste of it all, or a Talon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what's great? Sorry, what's great is if you're demoing a bike, if you want to do, you can go grab a Specialized, come back, grab a Rocky Mountain, right? Come back, grab a Transition. Like just keep like jumping around to whatever brand it is that you want to try out, and then keep riding.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We do have a little bit of a change this year. We should let everybody know as well. So in years past, the demos were free. This year, you're going to have to come to the MTB Norcal booth and get a wristband, which will cost you $10. The goal of that is, the goal of the event is to raise as much money as possible.
Yeah.
So we're just adding another little step to do that.
Yeah.
We tried to keep it as minimal as possible. We took advice from the bike manufacturers on that as well, and everybody was on board and thought it was a great idea. So it was something we ran with, and being minimal, it still gets you access to 7 brands, give or take. So you can spend all day for $10 riding all the different high-end bikes.
And dude, honestly, like you couldn't even go to Carl's Jr. and get a lunch for $10. Like $10 is so minimal. I kid you not. Have you guys in chat been to Carl's Jr. lately or wherever else? Any fast food place? Lunch is $17 now. So like $10
everywhere.
$10 is very minimal, and it's going to a good cause. Again, not tricking people into donating, but like giving them a good incentive to donate to local trail organizations.
Yeah.
I can't imagine many people will complain about $10.
No, and I think over the last couple of years, the awareness that we've been able to bring with the trail organizations, yourself, our ambassadors, Jay and Brian, and everybody really in the area, we've brought so much attention to raising money for all these trail organizations. Everybody's on board. Everybody seems to be real stoked to donate. They know where their money's going now. And like I said, I didn't know where our money, didn't even know where to send money. So for everybody now to know, it's grown to a much bigger thing.
Yep.
So
100% agree. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. It's like, hey, you're using your money to go towards local trail organizations, but you're also going to have a blast at the same time.
Yeah, and they appreciate it more, I think.
Agreed, 100%. Yeah. You guys also have probably the greatest raffle in history. We discovered this. The raffle prizes are always bonkers, but last year it basically turned into a dance-a-thon. I don't know if you remember this.
I think you started it because randomly throughout the day. No, but Joe was dancing throughout the day randomly.
Yeah. But it was funny because the DJ had played some songs when people won a prize, and it was like 4 songs in a row that had a specific dance tied to it.
Yeah.
And I said, Sean, give me the mic. And Sean, being the control freak that he is,
that's not true at all.
It is. He goes, why? I said,
why do you want the mic?
I was like, trust me, Sean, trust me. So he gives me the mic, and I said, all right, here's the deal. If you win the raffle prize, if you have the winning ticket, you have to do the dance associated with whatever the DJ is playing.
Yeah.
And then it got nuts.
Oh, yeah.
It got
awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It definitely turned it into a party, kicked it up a notch. Yeah, it was a great way to end the day.
It was super fun, man. You know what I was thinking about, like with like Sea Otter, for example, there's so much walking involved that like I was just toast by the end of the day. I was like, this is kind of nice because you don't have to walk a ton. You just get to go hang out. It's a blast. Like this is kind of like a small, intimate area. It's rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what's great about the venue, and that's why it would be hard to take the event anywhere else.
Yeah. Agreed.
The Max and Tony, who the family that owns it, they're great. They're great to work with. And you just, within like striking distance of this area, you can't really find a spot that has everything that place has to offer.
Yes.
So it's tough to even consider going anywhere else.
Yes. Okay.
And all the vendors love it. They really do. They're the ones that are telling, keep it there.
Yep.
It's a great event. And our goal was never to be the biggest. We had those many conversations. Yeah. We just wanted to do something and do it right and have a great event. And I think the event that we can create there is pretty awesome.
Yep, agreed. Now, I know one of the things people are talking about in chat is just the idea that there's a possibility for rain on Saturday.
Yes.
I know mountain bikers that are industrious folk, so generally a light rain is not going to destroy trails. It probably up there, if you've ever ridden up there, it's not really destructive to the environment. So I think we're going to be just fine on that regard. And realistically, like hanging out with a little bit of a sprinkle shouldn't be too big of a deal anyway. So
Now, I'll let Shane talk about that.
Yeah, we had that conversation earlier, and actually we were wondering if we had to pull the plug or not.
Yeah.
1,500 people, 2,000 people riding muddy trails.
Yeah.
That's going to end us. What Saturday's forecast is a quarter inch.
Yep.
The quarter inch is happening overnight with a little sprinkle about noon last time I checked. I was up there today. It's dry.
Yeah. So what we're looking at is the possibility of hero dirt,
It's
like more
going-
than anything.
It'll-
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say is I think we're going to be blessed with some.
I literally was like glued to the TV before we left to come here, and they said that it'll be from like 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. We'll have a quarter inch or so of rain.
Yeah.
And the rest of the day they said it's going to look like clearing skies. So I think it's going to lead up to a great event. I don't think a little bit of rain is going to keep people away. Bring a hoodie.
Yep.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think it's still going to be rad.
Yeah.
I really don't think we have too much to worry about. And look at as a prime example, Snowdona happened this year. I went out to Snowdona. It was crazy, but like here's a couple lessons you learn when you go to Snowdona. Right, one, record snowfall stuff they'd never seen before. Which like for them 8 inches or whatever it was majorly destructive to the whole town. Right, they had to clear roads, all this stuff. But then basically what happened is Friday they had to cancel the event essentially, despite it being a rain or shine event, because they had to get the snow out of the lots that the vendors and everything were going to set up at. All right, fair enough. You know what people did? They drove down to South Mountain and they rode and stuff and everything. Saturday, when they did open the event back up, still the trails weren't that much rideable. That was probably the biggest party I've ever seen at Sedona.
It
That's
kept
what I
everybody
figured.
there.
Because like normally people would go get a bike demo and take off for the day and then come back and it would be like pretty quiet most of the day, and it was just packed. Like, and
That's
awesome.
I will say, like, not a single frown on anybody's faces, because
Yeah.
realistically, I think a lot of us do like to just be in the environment of other mountain bikers and hang out and like so like. You know what I mean? It was still a tremendous experience. It was super fun. I think anybody that went there still had a blast. Like, it was really cool, man. So like, I think when I say mountain bikers that are industrious folk, like they figure it out, they adapt, they still have a blast, and everyone was having so much fun. So a light rain, I think, is not going to be anything for us here. And again, riding those trails in the past and the future and all that stuff, it's been pretty great. So
Yeah.
And for those over 21, we'll have plenty of beer there, right, to keep the party going.
Yeah,
So
100%.
Crooked Lane, which is where we are now, obviously, they're donating some kegs for us, 805. So, I mean, we'll have plenty of beers to make sure that the spirits stay high.
Yeah, so this is a good opportunity to take a moment, one, to thank Crooked Lane Brewery. They're absolutely incredible. They've housed us the last 3 years. Can you guys believe
sure
it?
have, yep.
We have been broadcasting live for 3 years now in a row, and we had to do this. This is basically tradition.
It's tradition.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that they put up with me, I mean, you guys they put up with because you guys are great, but me, I'm just an annoyance, you know what I mean? The fact that they put up with us here and then bring us here every year, I can't thank Crooked Lane Brewing enough. Now, on that same topic, they're basically doing Dirt Daze beer again. So this is going to happen
They
at
are.
the festival. People can snag a Dirt Daze beer, which is basically, the event's called Dirt Daze. It's not a coincidence. This beer was made for the festival, yeah?
It was, yes, it was, and they are donating 4 kegs for the event. So another great thing, they're donating to the event and supporting the cause as well.
Yes.
They've got behind what we're doing and believe in it as well. And outside of the event, you can come here and buy cans as well. And,
Yep.
and I think they've put it kind of in the regular rotation where you can get it a couple times a year.
I noticed that. Yeah, I came in. I talked to them. I've come in here off times, not in festival times, and they
Yeah.
had it up on the menu. I was like, "I'll take a Dirt Daze," and they're like, "Yes."
Yeah, that's right.
It's really cool, man. It's like a great integration between the mountain bike community and like the brewing community, which is basically like peanut butter and jelly. Would you agree?
I agree.
Absolutely.
I mean, I love beer.
We also have to give a huge shout out to Alex.
Yes.
He's bringing
Where'd Kyle
805s,
go?
bringing kegs.
Wait, Kyle. How about you, Kyle? Do you like beer?
Do I like beer? Yeah. Do fat kids like cupcakes?
Yes.
You can't say that on the internet, Kyle.
Well, yes, I like beer.
He does have kids now, so he can say whatever he wants about kids. It's fine. Yes, he does like beer. Confirmed, Kyle. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, man, now I'm on a tangent. I forgot what we were going to talk about next. Oh, so one, we thank Crooked Lane Brewery. They've been incredible supporters. And secondarily, I've got to look to the camera for this one. I've got to thank Chamois Butt'r. Chamois Butt'r came through in a clutch. I reached out very last minute and said, hey, are you guys willing to just pay for people's first rounds of beer out here? And they said 100%, let's do it. So basically, if anybody walks up to the bar right now and they say, hey, first round's on Chamois Butt'r, that beer is covered. So give them a follow, give them a like. If you ever need Chamois Butt'r in your life, buy some, because they are a very supportive company, and you just don't see that all the time. So I'm really stoked on that, and stoked we can have some complimentary beers on Chamois Butt'r.
It works.
I know, it does.
It works.
It does.
Every gravel grinder.
Yeah.
Every cross-country racer.
Yep.
Cheers.
100%.
They all know.
100%. Did you guys say that when you went to the bar? Okay, good. Sweet. All right, excellent. Good.
It works. See, it works. Come by, grab one.
I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, again, having support from companies and things like that it makes my job easier, because when I have a crazy idea and we can float that stuff and bring people together and grab a beer and just hang out, it's super cool, man. I really dig it.
It's huge. It's huge.
I really dig it.
Yep.
Yeah. So who else? You said you've got all the bike demo guys. Who else is going to be out there as well? Do you know off the top of your head? I think DemoWorks is going to be out there.
We have DemoWorks, Continental Tire, 100%. CR E-Bike, Area 13 E-Bikes, which is some local companies that do e-bikes.
Yeah.
Oakley, Fox Racing, Freedom Slaps, which he's here.
Oh, Max is here. We got to talk to Max later. Yeah, for sure.
We'll throw Max on. Now I just got completely derailed. Freedom Riders.
Yep.
So Freedom Riders, if you don't know what that is she'll actually do 2 free kids clinics throughout the day.
Yeah.
Which is really rad. It gets kids on bikes, it gets them a lot more comfortable with what they want to do. And I mean, that's really what this is about, is growing the sport too, right?
Yep.
So she'll be out there.
Single track mine. Same thing with clinics.
Yeah, bike clinics. That's another thing I forgot. Yeah, that's right. Because last year they did a cornering clinic and some other stuff out there that people just lined up, showed up, and had a blast at. Yep.
Cali Protectives.
Yeah, Cali Protectives.
Enjoy the Ride hat. Viper.
Yep.
They'll be there.
Sweet.
Yeah, we've got about 30 plus
I think
vendors
it's like 38.
total.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, not too bad.
Yeah, it'll be really
We've got to have a non-event related question, and it's going to be this, because as long as I've known you guys, every time we went on a ride, you showed up with a new bike. Has anybody got a new bike lately?
I rode it.
Fantastic.
Blew my mind. And I also
Crashed
wrecked it.
Twice.
I got the new Kenevo SL,
Okay.
which is, lightweight, low power e-bike. I freaking love it. Based off of the Enduro, which was probably one of my favorite bikes ever. It's hard, I don't ride as much as I'd like to, and to stay in that top shape where you can keep up with guys like friggin' Don, who's a machine. The little assist helps.
Yeah.
So and man, the bike is amazing. It really is. If you get a chance to demo one, I don't know if Specialized will have it there, but if they do, jump on one. It is a great bike. And there's, all these companies are coming out with these lightweight, kind of low-powered, low-assist bikes, and it really gives you the feeling of riding an analog bike when you're going downhill. It's a great bike.
That was my first e-bike.
Side note, everybody in chat call him a cheater real quick. Go ahead.
No,
I love e-bikes. I'm just kidding.
That was my first e-bike ride, and I have to say, I thought it would be like throttle up, and this was simple. It's the same effort, double the distance.
It is. And that's what I realized too, is like you can kick it into turbo if you're climbing out of like Rocky and you do that mammoth bar climb, which is stupid. You can kick it in and just do that, but like, if you want the battery to last, you have to ride the bike in eco or trail most of the time, which eco is really like it, maybe takes the weight off the bike, a little bit extra weight. So you're still working for it.
This is basically a joke that I've had in my waiting room. But I have a joke waiting room, but like it's funny. Like I may have said this before, but the idea that like when you run into an e-biker on the trail, you discover that they always have an excuse for you as to why they're on an e-bike. Yeah. And every single time I'm like, no, it's fine. You're having fun, right? That's all that matters. But like because you get so much opposition from other people that they'll always be like, you know what? I'm still in shape. I still have my analog bike. Like every time you see them on the trail, they have to explain the e-bike. I'm like, you don't have to do that. Are you having fun on the bike? That's all that matters. But what he's done here is he's basically confirmed my joke for me, like in real time.
And I'm fine with it. It's all right.
What about you, Don?
I'm still on the Stumpy Evo.
It's still a good bike.
And
Still a great bike.
He went gravel.
You got a gravel bike?
Is that bad?
Wait,
No, it's good.
You know,
I have a gravel bike and I
You know
love it.
how I describe gravel bikes? I'm like, it's the mountain biker's version of road biking.
Yeah, that's it. And what I like about the gravel bike is that I can actually I ride from home, right, which starts off on pavement, and then I go find some dirt through Empire Mine up in Grass Valley, find some back roads along the canal. And I will say is that the dumbest trail on a mountain bike fire road, whatever, gets really damn sketchy on a gravel bike, right?
Oh, man,
And I do like that part of it. And it gives me miles, it helps my fitness. So, yeah, mountain bike is my passion,
That's
but yeah,
all right.
I do gravel.
So many people are stoked on gravel biking now, and I think it's like another great method of exploration. If you like biking, it's just another way to explore. I dig it, man. I dig it.
The distance alone.
I know. Shane, what about you?
I got the Enduro last year. Blew my mind.
Yeah.
And then I rode Sean's Canevo, and I'm like, should I sell the Enduro?
Yeah, it's a good bike.
It's a bit like the stages of e-bike ownership, right? Where it's like, the first thing that comes to your mind when somebody says, "Oh, what about e-biking?" You're like, "Oh, that's cheating." And then the next phase is like your buddy gets one, and he's like, "Hey, you want to come ride with me?" And you're like, "Not really, but I guess I'll come ride because you have an e-bike." And then at that point, like you ride it, and you're like, "Okay, I guess that's pretty fun." And then the next stage, of course, is like you buying your own. And then the next stage is like, "This is the greatest thing ever." And the final stage is you get an extra one and you offer your buddy a ride, and he goes, "No, that's cheating."
But he takes it anyway.
It goes full circle, 100%
I just gotta
full
throw this out
circle.
there for Tour in Nevada City is they'll put group rides together for e-bikes.
Ooh.
So maybe give us a call.
Yep. What do you guys think? E-bikes, yes or no?
For what?
Any situation.
I'm going to say no.
For what?
No?
Tough crowd.
Yeah.
Tough crowd.
Oh, damn it. Two negatives on the e-bike. See, they're in shape unlike us. Huh? Apparently, they're more in shape than us. I'll take it. I'm used to it. It's fine.
I enjoy the heck out of it, man.
I know. No, it is really cool. Again, like one of the biggest things for me when it comes to being on a bike is just pure adventure. Like going for a ride, doing something, having a blast. So I like any type of biking. I'll never give anybody crap for it. I totally dig every element of whatever, even if it's a gravel bike, Don.
Yeah. It's always been our thing too. Everybody, it's so funny when we plan a group ride, we always get messages: "Are e-bikes allowed? Or is this allowed? Is that allowed?" And we've always told people we don't discriminate. Like everybody come.
Yes,
that's what it's all about.
So can we take a minute? Can I get Max over here and talk a little bit about slaps for a second? Is that cool?
Let's let Todd in here too.
Oh yeah, where's Todd the Saw? Should Kyle roll in too?
Yeah.
It's gonna get. Look at Kyle doesn't pay attention. You know what happens? As soon as people start wearing flannel, they stop paying attention to anybody anymore. All right, here we go. We're gonna do a slight rotation, everybody. We're a slight rotation. Hold on, stand by, everybody in chat. Thanks for jumping in here live. We are live from the Crooked Lane Brewing Company out here in Auburn, California. Who would have thought? We're jumping in here. We're doing musical chairs to stand by. Thanks, everybody. Only sends MTB. Good to see you, Bike Some. You're in traffic. What the hell, man? Jay Rake says, "Say hi to the guy in the gray hoodie sitting next to the bar." I'm guessing he meant Max. Max, there you are.
What's that?
Max projects too. So Max has got a great story because I met Max years ago too. It might have been at the first Dirt Daze, but
Yeah, it was actually.
the story to me is great of basically this is what inspires me a lot when it comes to the mountain bike industry or creative people where you're young and all you do is go, you know what? I'm pretty good at doing this thing. I'm going to just make a business at doing this thing. And it turns out it's really cool. So can you tell us what your business is?
Yeah, so I do custom stickers and graphics, and I try and give a premium service for that. I kind of started in 2016. I started making stickers for my mountain bike team that I was on and handing them out at races and friends and stuff. And ever since then, I worked at a few sign shops, and I've just always wanted to make stickers just because I wanted to make a good product for somebody, and stickers just make people happy.
Yeah.
So, I started doing that, and I'm just trying to crank away and do business, and
It's been so cool because you always have a booth out at a Dirt Daze. So you've got a booth, so if people come to Dirt Daze, come see Max. He's gonna have just a ton of stuff out there, a bunch of different stickers and stuff you can get your hands on. He'll do custom stickers. So if you're someone like me who's a content creator who needs help with something, do you do logo design also, or is it?
Yeah. So my bread and butter is custom stickers for anything custom. So you can do bike graphics, vehicle wraps, anything like that. I really specialize in anything that you need something very specific for.
Yes.
But like I said, bread and butter is just custom stickers. So if you want marketing material stickers or stickers for events or just small stickers for any use, basically.
No, it's only content creators that are watching this live stream, Max. And I have to break it to you. The reason why people are going to want stickers is because they're going to want to give them to me and put them on the Calirado Kid mountain biking ladder rack of excellence. And that's what's going to happen.
Do I have one on yours yet?
I'm pretty sure you do. If not, we'll make sure it's on there. I'm pretty sure you do. Early days. It might have been so old that it wore off by now. I don't know.
No. My stickers hold up to the test of time.
I like it. So, I trust Max so much that basically I brought him into my work. I worked for our radio station, a cluster of radio stations, and one of them is a sports station. He redid the backdrop for our sports station. So if you look at YouTube on Sacktown Sports, he's the guy who did that. So there you go. It's trust him with my life.
Thanks, man.
Hi, Kyle.
Hi, Joe.
How you doing?
Okay, I can be further from this mic.
No, you can be right on top of it. You want your maximum verbidilitude.
You want me to be right on top
Oh God, so sexy.
Yeah, it's a fun story actually. Speaking of Max, I actually met him at Dirt Daze, I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think we met all at Dirt Daze.
I know.
Yeah. And he designed my Unpro logo, and I got stickers from him. So
That's right.
Yeah, that's literally how we met.
Good to see you, by the way.
That's
as
right.
well. It's been a while.
Side note with Max, by the way, I was out at the TDS Enduro for the first time this year, and I got to witness Ass Slap Alley for the first time.
Yeah, not Ass Grab Alley, it's Ass Slap Alley.
So, like, if I have to paint the picture for people in chat, basically at the TDS Enduro, it's a wild enduro race, and there's a section where, you know, Max is set up with his tent, and then there's a alleyway where people can line up on both sides. And as they ride up the hill, they've got to just load their hands with like colored powder. You know, I don't know, it's not cocaine, I'm pretty sure, but then they have
It's
to.
colored chalk.
Yeah, it's colored chalk. And they've got to slap the rider's ass.
Give them a
which-
little speed boost.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. So it was like, there's going to be tons of great footage of that. I actually was out there recording a bunch of stuff, so I'm hoping to have that.
Yeah.
But that to me was funny as hell. I was just witnessing that for the first time was pure gold.
Such a great event.
Pure gold. Kyle, by the way, you've got a kid now.
I do, yeah. Little one, fresh one, 2.5 months.
Fresh one.
Like 10 feet behind you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. He's watching me right now and judging me. I get that a lot. You know, he's judging me.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah. he was making some faces at you for sure.
I'm more impressed that Kyle convinced his wife to come hang out with me because I could be annoying sometimes.
Yeah, she thought we were going to do something for the kid, and we just kind of pull into the parking lot, and here we are.
She tolerates it. She tolerates it. I like it, man. I like it. Todd the Saw is here as well. Todd the Saw is a guy I've known for quite some time now, and he earned this name because one day we went out to do some trail maintenance, and it turns out that he had all the saw technique that one would envy.
All the saw technique.
It's the best way I can describe it. Man, those are the early days of YouTube, man. When we first started the channel, I was just running around with a GoPro all the time, just trying to be as funny as I could, and it's like, nobody watched. I bet you if you look at those old episodes, it's probably like less than 1,000 views. It's so funny.
It was pretty early, yeah.
Yeah, early on in the days of the Calirado Kid channel and how it's evolved. I can't believe people put up with me, guys. Can you believe it?
We hardly do.
Can you tell us a little about that Saw story?
The Saw story.
Yeah.
Well, how it
Or your
became Todd the Saw?
skills?
I think the way that it started is I went out for a ride, and I thought it would be funny to there was a tree down, so all I had with me, for whatever reason, I don't know why I had it with me, I had a Leatherman with me. And so I decided to try and take down this gigantic tree branch with a Leatherman, and I have Instagram footage on my stories of me just imagine it being like 95, 100 degrees outside, with me like a blade about this long.
I was gonna say, if you don't know what a Leatherman is, it's like a 3-inch. Well, it's a multi-tool, right?
Yeah. More like 6 inches.
Yeah.
More like 6 inches,
Oh,
Kyle.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
Let's
Anyways,
prove that one.
Yeah. Anyway, so I had the Leatherman, and I was trying to take this thing out, and I was like, this is just not going to work. So I think I put it out on social media or something. Somehow you and I figured it out, and we went out there and we absolutely destroyed all the trees on the trail. I think we took care of everything.
Oh, yeah. We were cutting down huge stuff.
Yeah, and I was coming up with stuff as we were making the video, and for whatever reason, Todd the Saw came out of it, and the rest is legend and history. It was just really if you wanted to boil down to its simplest terms, we went and cut down a tree. But more importantly, it was the stuff of legend, all right? It was the stuff of legend.
Because we're cleaning up trail, right? Not just cutting random trees down for the sake of.
Exactly. That'd be even funnier if I was trying to cut down an entire tree with a Leatherman so I could use it to build a skinny or something.
Yeah, good luck.
I know. Jeez. So we got Dirt Daze upon us once again.
Is it gonna rain?
No, I don't think so. Well, even if we talked about that earlier. Even if it does rain, right now, Nevada City's running pretty dry. So there is a hypothesis, if not a great theory, that the trails are going to be probably hero dirt territory.
Sweet. A lot of trees, yeah. We'll see. We'll see because, like we talked about earlier, in Folsom, there was a 30% chance of a light drizzle, and it was a full-blown thunderstorm like I've rarely seen in California. So we'll see what happens. We might even see snow. Who knows? We don't really know what you're going to expect.
All of a sudden, we got the weatherman over here.
One thing you are going to see.
Tied into Doppler,
One thing you are going to see, which has been on the fence until yesterday, I did get confirmation. I will be at Dirt Daze. I did get the day off.
Oh, there
Yes.
There was some negotiation involved,
Yes.
but I'll be there.
Now, I'm starting to think that it's a mistake to try and allow me to run a group ride because What happened in Sedona is Trail Monos was like, hey, you want to run a group ride in Sedona? I'm like, yeah, let's rock and roll. You know what I mean? Major snowstorm, biggest snowstorm that's ever hit in Sedona. Like the trails were closed down. We couldn't do a group ride.
Oh, wow.
They last minutely, I asked them. I said, hey, can I host one of the group rides at Dirt Daze? And they're like, yeah, of course. And what happens to the forecast immediately after?
Oh yeah. That can't be a coincidence.
You should probably stay in the parking lot.
I know. I should just avoid it. I should just go hide in the background and do my normal thing and just shake hands and kiss babies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my specialty.
You got
Let's
one
do
right
a-
behind you.
Calirado kid-led parking lot ride.
Yeah. Although I can't go anywhere near babies because of the mustache.
Well, you're breaking that rule right now. Like I said, it's like 15 feet behind you.
It's true.
10 to 15, we'll call
You're not.
it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Does anybody have any like travel plans to get out of the area and go ride anytime soon?
Unfortunately not.
No.
No, I hate to say it, but no.
So I am in a
Baby and work, you know.
I know, baby work. We've all got these commitments. I am in the process of organizing a trip to Spain for the first time.
Oh, yeah?
And it turns out it's going to happen. We're going to go ride the High Pyrenees stuff out in Spain.
Oh, you know what? Actually, we are planning a trip to Grand Junction in September. Oh, the wife and kid and I. Mostly the wife and I. The kid doesn't do a lot of the planning.
Yeah.
We got
not
to get him
yet.
to start pulling his weight pretty soon, though.
Not yet, yeah. Has he, wait, so Grand Junction, you go visit Shane, and I assume,
Yeah,
are you
obviously.
going to bring your bike? Are you driving? Are you flying? You're driving.
I'm bringing the bike. We're planning to drive.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Bike for sure. Not a, yeah. That's half the well, actually, the main reason. It's like, I want to go ride Grand Junction. Let's make a thing of it, because that's the only way I'm going to get the approval.
It's good, man.
So
Good, man.
there we are.
That's the one thing you discover as you get to the point where you have a family and stuff too. Is a lot of the trips, the mountain bike adventures you take, have
gotta
to
bring
like
'em.
somehow integrate there. So
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
I'm gonna go ride in the morning, but we can hang out in the afternoon. Is that cool? Can we do that? Like, then
There's
it's a
this
vacation.
great kids convention going on in Bentonville this year.
Yeah.
I think we need to make a trip. I'm just going to bring the bike just in case.
God. Speaking of the Bentonville Bike Fest, by the way, apparently everybody is going to the Bentonville Bike Fest. I found out Bobo's going. I found out Seabass, normal mountain bikers going. I found out Jess the Maker's going. Like everybody's going to Bentonville. MTB Allen's going, except for me.
Yeah, or me. I'm not going either.
I know.
Unless
We're
I can
not
find
going.
a
None of us are
excuse.
going. It's expensive. I was looking at flights. I'm like $500-$600. I'm like, Jesus, I'm already out so much money for this whole venture. You know what I mean? It's like, how many times can we do it?
Seems like that town's blown up a lot since all the publicity for the mountain biking. and
I could see
everything.
that.
And
It makes you wonder. Like, you think about like, if you were to bring mountain biking to a town, what is the impact? Like, I'm sure there's plenty of case studies if you were to look at stuff. I remember Brian a long time ago did a trip to like the Czech Republic, and they basically said the town was it was just nothing. And then all of a sudden, like, they started building trails and building like a tourist economy around mountain biking, and it revitalized the area. I wonder, like, how many areas, I think of like Downeyville in the summer. Like, how many people would go to Downeyville in the summer if it weren't for mountain biking? There'd still be a good amount, but like, think of that. That place becomes a mountain bike destination in the
well, it's
summer.
like, there's a reason there's a sprocket on the Fruita Police Department, Fruita,
Yeah.
Colorado. There's literally, police cars in Fruita, Colorado have sprockets on the side of the patrol cars. Like,
Yeah.
that town is revolved around cycling. There's not a whole lot else.
Yeah.
Well, I have a friend of mine that moved right outside of Bentonville about a year ago, and they don't mountain bike, don't know anything about it really, and got there, and saw all these roadside trails, and we're like, hey, you got to come here and check this place out.
Yeah.
That's by my house. And I said, well, what is it? And it's Bentonville. And I was like, you're in mountain bike USA. That's
Yeah.
the Mecca.
Exactly.
You don't know
Why
that?
not? Why
You
not
got to
that?
go check this out. And so since then, she's got her son involved in it and everything. And there's so much to support that culture and lifestyle there. They literally say that the trails just run throughout the town.
Yeah.
And it's part of their infrastructure. It is fantastic.
It's quite the opposite of Marin County.
Totally opposite.
Has anybody ridden over there?
No.
I only went out there recently because I got to go out with Everyman Jack. They brought me out to the HQ, and they organized a ride up to Mount Tam, which is incredible. Like, the views are stunning right along the ocean, but arguably one of the birthplaces of modern mountain biking. And like, my understanding is the trail support is not there. Like, it's very
They don't want you
I
there
think
at
I've
all.
heard things like that, yeah.
yeah. I don't know all the nitty gritty. I'm not into it. Like, all I can say is like the opposite. Like, Bentonville's like, hey, this town is a mountain biking town. Come on in, baby. Come on in.
Well, it's like in the Sacramento area, I feel like a lot of the trails that get built are like geared toward the non-experienced rider, hiker, etc. They're like pretty tame, green, labeled blue, but pretty much a green trail.
Yeah.
Like, let's get some black diamond trails in here that are not illegal trails. Because currently that's kind of, if you want to get on a spicy trail, you're going to be crossing that line.
That's what I think about. Like, that's really how trails happen, right? One, you just got a bunch of local guys just digging stuff, and then eventually those get legalized. You know, it becomes known enough. Or you've got a local trail organization that fights to get it done, and you see like Fat Track building up near the Salmon Falls area. You see the Nevada City trails being built, and I think realistically in this area, we're very fortunate to have organizations that have been fighting to get those trails built, despite the fact that Granite Bay's jumps got bulldozed years ago, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, like
Bully dozer.
the bully dozer.
Well,
I mean, they say back in like Fruita, Colorado, Fruita Grand Junction, a lot of the trails were pirated trails before they were sanctioned. So it's like, is it that bad to build illegal trails? Because it's kind of just, putting the cart before the horse. But
Yeah.
if they get sanctioned in the end,
It's hard to say. I will say mountain bikers as a whole are very conscientious about the environment for the most part. Like, Mostly. We'll cut down a few things here and there, but like we're not leaving trash on the trail. We're not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like we're pretty conscientious about the community and stuff like that. Like it's not the mountain bikers leaving water bottles in Auburn on the weekends. It's the weekend warriors.
Yeah, it's folks that don't do it regularly. They're like, I don't know. Someone will pick it up.
Yeah, it's outdoors. It's the trash guy will come pick it up.
I'll never see it again.
Side note, I never really understood the premise of like putting your dog poo in a bag and leaving it there.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
And nobody comes and picks it up.
Nobody picks it up.
We'll get it when we come back.
I'm like, why not bag it when you come back? That's the seems like I get it if you're gonna forget it, just forget it unbagged.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
How
kind
big's
of-
your dog that you can't take it with you? I mean, is it a 5-pound poo or something? Or
I always thought it'd
my
be
dog's poos are pretty extreme.
substantial.
If I gotta leave it, I'm gonna leave it unbagged. Then I'm gonna try to make a mental note and then pick it up. Or if I didn't find mine, I find another dog's. Well, pass it.
See,
pay it forward.
I always thought it'd be funny if you had like a skit based where it's like the equestrians had to go pick up their horse poo, like dogs had to pick it up.
Yes. Just get like a grocery store bag and like put it on the side
They
of the
literally
trail.
like this to really sell the joke. I think it'd be funny if you had like a snow shovel, like a giant snow shovel, just to like pick it up and throw it in a bag, and then they gotta haul it out with like Santa Claus basically like hauling it over the back.
Oh yeah, mucking trails.
It's crazy enough to work.
Yeah.
That's what I think is. All right. Well, I'm not going to get into the equestrian topic. I was going to
The
dive
weeds on the horse poop.
I was like, I don't want to dive too far into this. We'll get in the weeds really fast. Todd, by the way, is also redoing his backyard. I'm really hoping he's going to build a pump track back there.
So the house before this had a track in the back, and it was pretty cool. We had it lit up and everything. That thing was pretty cool. This one, however, will not. It's going to be much more luxurious.
Here's another business idea that I had. Max, you can roll with this if you want a secondary business, all right?
Okay.
The idea of like a landscaper that also specializes in turning things into bike features. So like a mountain bike landscape company where like somebody goes, "Hey, I got a big backyard. It's all overgrown."
It'll conveniently line up as a line.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
it happens to look like a rideable feature.
Like building pump tracks into the garden and stuff, or like something where it's like it's naturally, and you could just sell it as like that's just an idea.
Yes.
Yeah,
two kinds of product photos.
You got a fence in your backyard, wall ride.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Fire pit, jump over it.
Yeah, exactly my thought. Like, what if you had like a little tomato garden? You had it was the gap jump was in between the tomatoes, and which also offered shade for the tomatoes in the afternoon.
Yeah,
so when this is the stuff I think about.
Yeah, I'm starting to like your idea now. We might have to do it.
How do I patent that? If I said it here live, is it like a patented idea? Can I sue somebody if they use it?
I'm gonna go home and start writing that business plan up.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it. I always give them away free on the live streams. Good thing nobody watches them.
It might be Creative Commons under the time that you posted or something.
I know.
Yeah.
I think you have to like send yourself a letter. My understanding is the way that like what is it like copyright stuff worked? If you sent yourself a letter, I could be totally
It
wrong.
has to
Right?
go through the U.S. Postal Service or something.
Yeah. Wait, like I don't know anything about business. It's pretty obvious here, like isn't it? Like I don't know. You send a postcard. I don't know. Like, hello, a singing telegram. I don't know.
I just like have a carrier pigeon. Do you not? Do you don't have a carrier pigeon?
No.
I thought everybody had a carrier
Yeah,
pigeon.
yeah.
No,
That's what I thought.
Mine's in my car right now. You want to borrow it?
Mine is actually a crow though, because they're smarter than pigeons.
That is true.
Oh, that's
So,
good. That's a good upgrade.
That is true. I just have a
Carrier
local.
crow.
I just have a local Grom. I hand the message, and he shreds down to the local office. It's fine. That's how
They
we
get
take
lost though, you know. They start getting distracted. You got that ADD, you know.
I know. I know. They have no attention span. All right, we got some people in chat. Can we catch up real quick on chat just for a second? If you guys in chat have questions, let me know. By the way, if we want to poll anybody that has questions back here, we could totally bring them in here as well. That'd be kind of interesting. Sorry, we've been rambling for quite a bit, everybody in chat, but I can catch up. I don't know if anybody's actually any questions because we've just been so busy talking. All right, stand by. Who's in here? We've got Mountain Bike Q&A. Johnny's in here. Good to see you. Jasper, good to see you. TDS is, how is TDS? I think Max would agree TDS was another wild adventure. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it gets bigger every year. It's such a great event. It's like, it's party in the woods. Like, everything goes pretty much, and the family is awesome. They're so supportive of the community and everything, and everybody's just there to have a good time. So, yeah, it was phenomenal. If you guys can ever get out there, definitely get out there.
And it's interesting because TDS as a whole, as I've discovered, is invite only for the race. So if you're going to race, the only way you can do it is if you get invited. So I got a chance to talk with Rob Drew, who's out of Arizona. Him and I finally got a chance to sit down. We always cross paths in Sedona and stuff, but we got a chance to hang out and talk, and it was really cool. He unfortunately went down on the second day. I forget, in like stage 9 or something like that. I saw him getting carted up, blood all over the place. Those trails are dangerous.
I was gonna say, it looked like a rowdy race. Like,
Yes.
that's a good place to get hurt.
It was very rowdy. And like my understanding, the way I heard it when I showed up, is they said that for the practice runs, there was already like 10 people got injured and were out just the day before.
Oh my gosh, that's me. I did that in Grand Junction. That's how I broke my clavicle. Was qualifying for the actual race. Didn't actually get to race. So I still haven't actually run a real enduro race because I didn't make it that far.
Oh my God. That's the hardest part. I'm convinced now that I've seen some of this stuff that I kind of want to do an enduro race. I've never done it. But if you look at the stuff at TDS, like I was originally thinking like, oh, this would be fun to race out here. And then like I look at some of the footage and I'm like, dude, I'm not even near as fast as these people, let alone like prepared for some of that stuff.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I can even ride those trails. Like,
There's a lot that I'm just like, I'm not even comfortable walking down this, so this is really sketchy.
I know, and the craziest part too is like all that's just private land. Like just over the years, they just built some really, really gnarly trails. Yeah. And through the course of the race, there was like one section where it's like a steep decline, and I think I posted a video of the crash. But like as we were sitting there watching this, as slowly, you could see like a rut forming at the bottom of this hill. And so the early riders, the e-bikers and stuff, cruised through no problem. But as you got to the faster and faster pro riders, because that's the way they stage it, like you could see the fork just bottom out as they hit that section.
Yeah, the
and
wheel
like
just gets stuck in it.
Yeah. And as you saw that happen, dude, like it was like we just knew it. I was looking at it, I'm like, dude, somebody's gonna hurt themselves right here. Like this is dangerous. And sure enough, like boom, somebody hits it over the bars, bike goes flying towards the crowd, like just full on proper crash. Guy gets up, takes off. And then it happens like 3 more times. And I'm like, dude, this is gonna kill somebody out here. And that was just one stage of the race.
yeah. So I gotta ask, what's up with these Dirt Daze stickers here? These
Where's the camera at?
catching my eye.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got stickers.
I'll give one to you, Joe.
Okay.
Pass it down. Take one, pass it around.
Let's see if I can zoom in on this without my face. Wait. I feel like the lighting's still off.
There it is. You got that? Yeah. There's 2 of them though, so if you're gonna get one of them, you gotta get the other one now too.
Yeah, I can't see what's going on right now. Good. But yeah, I make custom Dirt Daze stickers every single year just for fun. Hand them out to people.
Yep.
Try and help MTB Norcal, help the community. So just make them every year.
So they're handouts.
Yeah.
No problem.
You can have one.
Kyle's just
I'm
trying
just
to get
curious.
something for free.
I'm just wondering.
No, they're $5 a piece.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, because I was gonna say, like, that would be another way to do it is, you know, $5 or whatever, $1, whatever, and then that goes to the pool of.
Well, I was gonna say, normally I would sell these, but I have different stickers I sell that all the money goes to MTB Norcal.
Okay,
but
there
these
you
are
go.
just so people kind of, market the event.
Bring them in, then sell them out.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Sorry, I'm doing a little quick
First
live
one's
check
always
as you
free,
guys are
Kyle.
talking.
The first
Yeah,
one's
yeah,
always
yeah.
free.
Free. Nothing's ever free.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Don's offered me a beer. Yes, that'd be a great idea. Dealer's choice, my friend. Dealer's choice. Dealer's choice. If anybody wants to rotate in here, we could do this too. Anybody could jump in. That's the best part about a live stream. So if you guys got questions or whatever, you guys want to jump in on the mic, just kick somebody out of here. What were we talking about? We were talking about TDS. TDS, again, like, as like a first time being out there for a TDS race, like, it was something special. Now, as a spectator, you could just show up, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay, but like, you have to like understand that it's a lot of hiking. Like, it was a lot. Like, and I was surprised at how much hiking it was. I had my camera gear and stuff with me. I was hauling it. I was toast. Like, I was exhausted at the end of day one.
It was super hot, even though most of it's shaded, like hiking up those hills. But
Yeah. So like, I was complaining about like being tired, and then all the racers were coming up, and I was like, okay, never mind.
And one thing about TDS, the property there has more poison oak per square foot than any other place on the planet. As amazing as the trails and the people are, if you don't come prepared for that, you are going to be in a bad way.
Yes.
Have you discussed what does TDS actually stand for?
The Dirty Sanchez.
Does it really? Yeah. I didn't know. Which makes sense because the owner of the property is Ron Sanchez.
That's right.
Wow, okay. I did not know that.
I was thinking like
this is why
total
Todd's
downhill
here.
super center or something.
This is why Todd's here. This is the best. I did not know that. Wow. No wonder why they don't. I am honestly amazed that they reached out and like were stoked to have me out there, because I was texting Noah, one of the guys that helps organize everything. I was like, yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. I was going to camera 3 so I could see the delivery. Yes, there he is. Wait, there he is. Hi.
Yeah, because it's not just a race there. It's like a full party, music, and the whole thing. And you were there like the entire day, right?
Yeah. And we were out there multiple days, but they were really cool. Noah was really cool. He reached out, and I was like, hey, like, I was just planning on coming Saturday. He's like, hey, if you want to camp up here, let me know. And like the fact that they went out of their way, because I'm not the traditional. I'm not like the traditional race environment guy, because I'm like, I think most racers have very little patience for me, right? Because like or anybody. But I mean, like, my content is very comedy based. I don't know a lot about the racing scene, but I'm really excited to go out there because I'm starting to learn more. And like, I always like learning new things. So that was really good. Like, one, getting to meet some of the racers, but also just seeing some of the environment, like, and the culture and stuff behind it. Like, it was really good.
I think another thing that makes that event so unique is like, because the community is so involved, like they'll have work days where just hundreds of people will come out there and just go dig, clean trails and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say that same thing is if you could ever have the opportunity to do a trail work day out at the ranch, it is well worth it. A, you're around all the same people. They act exactly the same way, have all the same things going on, but you learn how to build some really cool trails, maintain them, just everything like that, just without the racing. But then you can go ride that stuff afterwards at your own pace. Yeah, and hopefully not die. Yeah,
which is one of the only ways you can ride out there is doing a dig day.
That's right. Don't poach. You won't enjoy the outcome.
No. They have a sign up there that says like, "We've got guns. We'll shoot at you."
That's right.
Classic.
What an interesting experience, though, man. And like, I'm stoked that led into Dirt Daze too, because it already like spreads the excitement for mountain bike event season, which is really, we're in mountain bike event season as we speak. Like, we just got back from Sea Otter, then TDS Enduro, and now Dirt Daze is coming up. Like, we're full on into the thick of it, man.
Yeah.
How you guys holding up?
You doing good?
I was gonna say, you got like 3 introverts on at one time. Like,
I know. We're doing just fine. You guys are talking great. It's fine. Wait, I will say that. Okay, Jay Rake says, I meant to say hi to the kid that's in the gray hoodie and hat that's sitting at the bar to your left. He's also with his mom and little brother. Okay. Wait a minute. This guy right here, I forget his name, but Jay Rake says hi. Can you tell him? Hey, Don. We're gonna do it live. Don,
doing the live.
Tell him that Jay Rake says hi. Jay Rake says hi. Jay Rake says hi. Do you know who that is? Do you know who Jay Rake is?
It's loud in here when sound can't travel 10 feet.
He says, say hi to the kid that's in the gray hoodie and the hat that's sitting at the bar to your left. He's also with his mom and little brother. That's you. This guy says, say hi. I'm just saying hi. I'm just following protocol. Yes. All right. Sweet.
All right.
Todd the Saw to the rescue, says Brian Gong. Brian Gong is in here. Yes. Spokesman's in here also. Captain's Cog's in here, says, what's up, all radical people on YouTube? Thanks for jumping in. Captain's Cog. Jay Rick, I think I got it, man. I think we nailed it.
Good to cover like the try to cover everything with the Dirt Daze as far as like hours and.
Oh yeah, let's
things
talk
of
about
that
hours. I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do we know?
No, I don't.
Jesus, Kyle.
You would.
So I think it starts in the morning and goes till later in the day. I'm pretty sure.
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
as
Sounds
well.
about right.
Yeah.
Now, if anybody's wondering about parking, parking's pretty simple. Like, realistically, parking's free. You just got to get there early enough to get it. Otherwise, you're just going to park down the street. You can bring your bike, ride it up. There is a bike check. I know people were asking about that.
That's
Of course, there's a bike check, so you can put your bike away, go walk around, get a demo, all that stuff. And somebody like Travis or Brian Gong will be taking care of it. I'm going to find out right now. Stand by. Hold on. Hey, guys, who's in charge of the bike check?
We're going to have some teenagers doing it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys may be in trouble. There's going to be some teenagers this year watching your bike, so good luck, everyone. We're all counting on you. No, it'll be fine.
You'll be
Everything's
doing
fine.
wheelies and crank flips while you ride.
Yes, it'll be good. It'll be good. Everything's going to be fine. What else didn't we cover? Covered bike demos. We covered...
Is there going to be... Yeah, so you're doing a group ride?
That's the word on the street.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
Is there any
100%.
other group rides going on?
Yeah, there is. But here's the funniest thing about, like, Calirado Kid group rides. Everybody always tells me they want a Calirado Kid group ride. I bet you, like, nobody's going to come to my group ride.
I'll be there.
Okay, good. I actually don't think they have a choice because, like, the MTB Norcal group ride is the one I'm like the actual group ride. So
Yeah, you're just kind of like...
piggybacking on it.
co-signing
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was hoping, like, in when we did Sedona, when we were supposed to do that group ride out there, I was hoping that, like, at least 2 people would show up so that I could basically be like, it's the my biggest group ride ever because it was my first.
Yeah.
But, like, just because all the trails were shut down, we all just ended up hanging out and talking. So it wasn't technically a group ride, anyways.
Talking
group
or
hang.
dancing.
Yeah, they got me on a contingency or whatever you want to call that, right? Is that what's the word? No, it's not the word.
I'm not sure. I'm not following.
Okay. You're welcome, Jay Rake. You're welcome, Jay Rake. Nevada City Kiddo says hi to that kid. Tell Hums too and said hi. Okay, they got all the fans in here. They're
They
single-handedly.
should be talking.
I know.
Planet Earth.
Single-handedly increasing my fan base. Exactly. Oh, the barbecue food vendor is going to be there too, which had incredible food.
They're very good. I was gonna say Joe, if anybody doesn't know, is a fantastic barbecuer.
Yep.
And the vendor they have at Dirt Daze does an amazing job. I was super impressed last year with them. It's worth going just for that.
Yes.
Is it better than Joe's?
It's
barbecue?
not better than Joe's. Joe's
Yeah.
my
He
Joe's
sets
my
the
boy.
bar pretty high.
Yeah.
It's tasty though. One of the things I was impressed with the first year that they did it is like, you know, you go to like a concert or you go to an event or something like that, and you got to go like say like a music festival is a good example, and you have to go grab food. You're waiting in line for 45 minutes for the food truck, right? Like even Sea Otter was like that. Like I was like, let me go get like a pita sandwich or whatever you call it, a gyro or whatever it is. I looked at the line. I was like, dude, I'm going to be here for an hour. I got stuff to do.
That's why you found yourself not eating or drinking anything.
That's exactly right. I really think that contributed to the reason why I had no voice at Sea Otter. Like, if anybody watched my stories, like by the end of Sea Otter, I was like,
I mean, like shoving your face with food is the only break from talking you get in a day.
I know. It's really like it boils down to this. Like I have this grand idea that like, you know what, I'm going to go grab some water. And then somebody runs into me. And then I see somebody I know in a booth. And then like, so that trek becomes 3 hours. Like, and it's just like the water never happened. I'm pretty sure I was dehydrated by the end of the day. It's just, I didn't prioritize. At least at TDS, I figured it out because what I did do is the first day I realized how far down we had to hike to watch all these trails. Because basically the way that it works is like you progressively like get further and further down the hill, and then you come back up at the end. Like I didn't know that, so I didn't bring water, I didn't bring snacks, so I did make it a point like throughout the course of that day to like go back up to the truck, restock, and go back down. I was after Sea Otter, I was like I better start paying attention to myself a little bit. Because it was bad, because I was actually supposed to be on a podcast that Sunday at Sea Otter. Like I got invited to The Pursuit, which is now online, by the way. It's actually a really good podcast, great interview. We were supposed to record that Sunday at Sea Otter, but I messaged him. I was like, dude, I can barely talk. Like, I don't think it's going to be very good. So we ended up recording it that Wednesday. I fully recovered, but it was like, can you imagine a Calirado kid that can't talk? It's unheard of.
Yeah, I
I don't even know why you'd be there.
Kyle's going to say that would be the best thing in the
all
world.
dead air. I don't know what. Like,
I know.
I don't know what they would do.
I know. So yeah, that's all been interesting stuff. And then on the topic of the barbecue vendor, that's what we're talking about. Like the idea that like when that vendor was there, people were just, I showed up, I was like, hey, I'll take a half a chicken. They're like, okay, here you go. I was like, what? It was like pretty damn fast. Like
They really have their operation together. It's impressive.
yeah. I think that's convenient. Like I think of most events, and it's just such a hassle when it comes to that stuff. So pretty convenient, I would say.
Is there going to be a beer vendor, or what's the?
Yeah, so what they're going to do is, obviously, Crooked Lane's going to help out. They're donating a couple kegs, and the beer is going to be Dirt Daze beer.
Okay.
And then I believe 805 is also donating. 805 has a good partnership with the TDS Enduro as well, because it was all 805 beer, and it was MTB Norcal guys, Don, and who else was there? Shane was there as well. So if you guys got a beer at TDS Enduro, it was from one of these guys that's going to be hosting Dirt Daze, believe it or not. So it's like a really kind of like symbiotic relationship in the mountain biking community.
What about coffee?
Ooh, is Remedy out there?
I think so. Maybe. There you go. I'm not to confirm with them, but they should be out there.
That is an absolute essential. So usually we'll try and get over there and like help up with setup and stuff, and like that's the first thing you need is like multiple espressos. It's like you got to get going.
Yeah, are they going to have actual espresso though, or is it just
Oh my
drip?
God!
'Cause
Here goes
yeah.
Kyle. Here goes Kyle.
So last year, I had a mix. Andy Clark gave me a mix of espresso and beer.
Whoa!
What?
Yeah, dude. And it was very interesting. I would definitely try it again, but you don't know which way to go when you
Like
drink this.
a dark beer, or just like a?
No, like a 805.
Okay.
So what are we calling that? Like a beer espresso?
Sure, call it whatever you want. I don't think
I take
it's
that back. Remedy will not be there.
Oh no, that's okay. We can talk about Remedy though. Remedy is in general a pretty rad little local coffee business. But I forget, like actually the house, the wheelhouse has a coffee person inside of there.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember I got a lot of B-roll of that last year that I did nothing with. I was shooting the espresso machine for like 10 minutes, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
The wheelhouse or the market?
It's the wheelhouse.
Are they open again?
Yeah,
Is it-
for this
okay.
they're open. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Is a coffee person a barista?
I don't know.
A barista?
Can I tell you a coffee story with Kyle? So we went to Sedona Mountain Bike Festival together, and he came up with me and Jay,
yeah.
and we go up there. And it turns out, like, it's only at this moment that I discovered that coffee was or Kyle was a coffee snob. Like, I'm
an everything snob.
yeah, it's very true.
Assume.
You have beer, like he told me about temperatures of beer. I'm like, I'll take it whatever temperature,
Don't
it's
get me
fine.
started.
And so like, anyway, so we go out there, and he's like, dude, we've got to find good coffee. I was like, wow, there's a Starbucks down the street. He's like, that's not good coffee.
Not good coffee.
And so he goes, you know what? He spends about 20 minutes on his phone looking for a coffee place to go to get an adequate coffee.
Yeah.
And we find this local coffee shop, and we go up, and we're like, all right, we'll drive over there, Kyle. We'll take care of you. We'll drive up to this local coffee shop. We drive all the way up to this coffee shop, and as we walk up to the door to go to open the door, on the door there's a sticker that says what, Kyle?
Proudly serving Starbucks coffee. No! And then it was like, it was surrounded by Starbucks. So it was like, what are we going to do?
I
Go
know.
back across town and maybe find something else? Like,
It's the weirdest small town that doesn't seem to want people to be there or something. Like, I don't know what the story is, but like when you go to Sedona, you're like, you're here for this rad mountain biking festival, but everything closes at 8 o'clock. You're like, you can't find food after hours. There's nothing to do other than an Irish bar that gets really rowdy.
so they say. So the dance party stories go.
I ended up at that Irish bar in Sedona the first night. I drove, I don't know, maybe I drove 12 plus hours, whatever it was, 14 and a half hours. That's right. Oh, wait. Why do I get this beer so close to my very expensive MacBook Pro? Can I just say that? I bought the MacBook Pro to fit in at coffee shops.
So now it's close to everything, including the mixer.
Yeah, but it's a 50-50, 75% chance that it'll destroy something on the table. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, I drove 14 and a half hours to Sedona, and I ended up at, I checked in or whatever it was. I was like, I had to go find food. The only place I could find was this Irish pub. I show up outside. I'm sitting in my truck. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm pretty tired. I don't know that going to like party or grab food in an Irish pub is going to be the best call. What happens next is I get a knock like on my window of the truck, and I open it because there's snow on the ground. It's cold, so I'm still like warming up in there. I roll it down. And it's the guy from Mountain Biking Life. He's like, hey, you want to come in? We're going in. I'm like, all right, here we go. We ended up karaoke until like 2 a.m. It was just bad news.
Destiny knocking on your door.
Literally knocking on my door.
What's your karaoke song?
I didn't want to do, well, I didn't say I didn't want to do it, but I couldn't find a good song, so they found a Taylor Swift song for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they
T-Swiss is
found
always
it
good.
for you. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
You didn't know the words. You had to read them, right?
No, I did read them off the screen, but
Yeah,
apparently I did okay. I don't know. to me, it's like if you're going to do karaoke, like one, we're getting up in there in age. Like karaoke's not at the top of the list, but like if you do karaoke, you got to find the perfect song. And if you find the local guys, they're always doing the one song they do every single time they karaoke. So when they do it, they absolutely crush it. You're like, they've been practicing that for 20 years.
Yeah, they're here every weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
That same song.
It's so true.
You want to bring in the Groms real quick?
Well,
Groms want to talk.
Yeah, bring them in.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to come in here, jump on in here. We're gonna do a rotational phase.
We all roll for the headphones. How many seats are needed?
You guys are enjoying this live. Thanks for jumping in. We're doing a slight rotation of the seating right now, seating arrangement. Jumping in, Brian Gong, good to see you, buddy. I'm stoked to see you at the event this weekend. Spokesman, buddy. How is everything, Spokesman? Good to see you, my friend. All right, we've got him. We got him in the house. I ran into these guys at TDS Enduro, and they were having a blast. Tell me about you guys' TDS Enduro experience.
It was really fun.
Yeah? What was the funnest part?
Probably axe grinder.
Wait, what?
Was that X-E?
Axe grinder. Okay, got it. All right, fair enough. Wait, lower your mic down a little bit. You can bring it down. Perfect. Squeeze it down. Perfect. Wait, so what was exciting about it?
I don't know, the speed of it, hitting everybody, or going down it. And
Which section was that? Because I don't remember names of anything. So you guys got to kind of remind me a little bit.
it was like the last race.
Okay.
Second stage, right before Vigilante.
Oh.
It was wild down in the gully there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I know exactly what you guys are talking about. Because I remember, we left a little bit early from that to go to Vigilante, which Vigilante is one of the rowdiest sections I've ever seen on a bike. Were you guys out there watching Vigilante, too?
We were not. We were a little late.
Man, it was crazy. Lucky for you, I shot a lot of video of Vigilante. I was sitting next to a guy who was doing, he worked for Fast House. And so, Fast House obviously has infinite amount of budget. So they got all this great camera gear, and he's lined up in the perfect spot. And he basically nailed this incredible shot. I forget who was coming down Vigilante, but as people were shaking the beers at him and all the liquids come in slow motion at him, just coming through the dirt, coming through the chunk, and it's just it's basically like if you were to imagine a Transformers movie, it was like that. It was like a Transformers movies on mountain bike. Does
That
that
was
make
our
sense?
dog. That was Ryan.
Yeah.
Either that or Marco Osborne.
It was
There's
cool.
some crazy fast people.
It was cool. So who did you guys, how am I trying to phrase this? Who were you most excited to see and meet out there? Racer-wise, whoever else-wise?
Probably you and Seabass.
Yes!
We're out of here. Actually, did you see Bass laid it down?
I know.
What a race.
I know. People are always impressed that Seabass can actually ride a bike,
he
but
shreds.
he legitimately can ride a bike. And people always qualify with say hey, he can ride a bike good for somebody of his size, but it just goes to show you, man, you can ride. He can ride. Anybody can ride. You just got to get out there and ride. Now, his specialty is really good at doing jumps and stuff. Me, not so good at jumps. Do you guys ride jumps at all?
We do, but we're not very good at them.
Welcome to the club. Yeah, but the trick is I think in general is getting practice. Do you guys go to Auburn Bike Park, or do you guys go to anything like that?
We just talked about Auburn
Auburn
Bike
was
Park.
closed whenever we went, but we go to Penn Valley a lot, and then
Where's Penn Valley?
That's the, I will say, Steve Wentz Momentum.
Okay.
That's his best pump track he's ever put together.
Wow.
They
Penn
also
Valley
have
Pump
a skills thing with a bunch of teeter-totters and
Okay.
skinnies, and then
Dieter's skills.
jumps and stuff.
Dude. One thing I've talked about quite a bit recently is because I took a trip up to Whistler. Have you guys seen stuff from Whistler? I assume probably one of the biggest bike parks in the world. Incredible. Tell your mom to take you there for a holiday, right? Trust me. But then we went up to the North Shore, and the North Shore was skinnies to the max. Imagine, if you will, a good skinny, which is narrow. You're navigating. But there at the North Shore, it's going to be 12, 15 feet off the ground. You're going to die if you fall off this thing. So it's such a different experience. It's cool you guys are getting practice on it now.
Yep.
Where is that? Where's that bike park located?
You go it's the exit to Marysville,
Okay.
and you go that way, and then it's just a turn off.
Sweet.
We call it Kentucky.
Kentucky. One place.
Gateway Bike Park.
One place I went to in South Lake Tahoe was the Bijou Bike
Bijou.
Park. That was super fun, man. It's got some wooden features. It's got some other stuff. I would say right now we are in the age of mountain biking bike parks. Now, people define that in different ways. They say bike park as a North Star, for example, is still technically a bike park, right? But I think of bike parks too as like obviously like Elk Grove Bike Park, Auburn Bike Park, those little places where you can go in session, have a blast, and you can just hang out with your friends, right? Like when I was a kid, all we did is sat around and played Halo. So I'm stoked that you guys are actually getting out there and riding, huh?
Yeah. On the topic of bike parks, we just built one behind our school.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, illegal or legal?
Legal. Like we had
Legal?
machine people just come out and build
No
a bunch
way.
of jumps and tabletops.
Wait, how did that come about? Did you guys like approach the principal and or what?
One of the dads, he's like, he has his company for like machinery and like dirt work.
Yeah.
And they got like a grant or something that they've tried to do it for like a couple years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, our bike teacher spent like 2 or 3 years trying to get insurance to cover it and stuff.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That is so cool. It's one of the things that I'm really like stoked about is the community that's starting to form around mountain biking for kids. You know, not just adults, because it's an expensive sport to a certain degree. But like, I went out to Granite Bay recently and they were doing like a high school race, and like I heard there was a race going on. I didn't realize how big it was until I got out there, and it was like the entire parking lot of Granite Bay was full of different high school teams and all that stuff. Man, when we were in school, like I had a tennis club and like there was like a swimming club. Like you imagine guys playing tennis, like how boring would that be compared to mountain biking, right? Like just cool. And now you'd have to play pickleball. But like out there, now you can go and just shred with your buds, and like that's actually part of school. I'm like, dude, where did we go wrong?
Isn't it a part of PE as well?
Yeah.
No way.
That's what I'm saying.
Our bike team teacher is also our PE coach, so.
Whoa.
And then we have bike shop for elective, and there's like tables, and they have like all the tools, and they take like in donations. So then, like, it's
the donated bikes goes to like Loaves and Fishes. to all,
sweet.
Like, the homeless.
Sweet.
If you've ever seen the Seven Hills Bike Shop,
No.
it's 12 workstations with all of the parts and pieces donated, but they're legit.
Wow. See, I didn't know any of that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
so rad.
They're putting in, like Monday they put in the like electricity stand or whatever. So Mr. Preston, our teacher, he's gonna put in his like welder in there, and then we're gonna learn how to like put together like frames.
Like build frames.
That's so sick, man. That is awesome. Like, I love hearing those stories because, like, this is something I don't always know about. So I sit around and grill people when I see them at the events and stuff. I'm like, dude, what's the story with these, like, all these high school teams? Like, and so one thing that's cool is Brian, my buddy BKXC, he had these old frames that he got from sponsors and stuff. And instead of selling them, he just donated them to a local high school team. You know, whether they sold it, he didn't care. If they sold it to get funds for the mountain bike team, or if they used the bikes, he was like, that way it's going to a good cause. And so instead of reselling it, and so now I'm starting to see like how much support there is for like kids on bikes and stuff like that. And you guys are in a golden age, man. It's only going to get better. That's so rad. And maybe I'd be a better rider if I had that when I was growing up.
You'd think.
Hey, take it easy, Shane. All right, take it easy over here.
They kept me on a BMX bike till like 2000, so don't worry about it.
Man, all these guys that started off in BMX and like I had no skills, all like I was just riding my bike around my neighborhood. That was really the extent of my shreditude. So the fact that I picked it up so late in the game and I'm still somewhat decent on a bike is fine. It's fine.
Overly.
Yeah. Do you guys have dreams of racing the TDS Enduro one day?
One day
We're supposed to build on it.
with our like mountain bike team.
Oh,
like-
sweet.
So
You guys
we're
got
gonna
the cross
ride
country race there coming up too, yeah?
Like in a month, we're gonna go out there and then build it, help build on it.
Sweet.
Maybe keep those lips a little lower, not so.
Yeah.
If you guys had like one type of riding that you preferred, would it be like jumps, or would it be XC? Would it be trail riding? Would it be like park riding? Would it be downhill? What do you think?
Probably just trail riding.
All right, just going on an adventure ride, man. Just being out on the bike is good, huh?
Yeah, but just the fact of like enduro, where you can just race down there and then take a break and then go up.
Now,
That's probably.
that's pretty good. Now, my understanding is like it was like 3,500 feet of climbing at TDS. So each day plus the practice round. So you're talking about like what a massive 3 days, right? What a massive 3 days. And I was over there complaining about hiking. Did you guys? I complained about hiking a lot out there.
Yeah, one of the people that works at Torrance, Nevada City let us ride their e-bike up.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it was
Perfect.
our first time riding an e-bike.
Oh, sweet. How was it? What'd you think?
This is great.
Get them while they're young.
100%.
Like you do the pedaling, and it feels like you're in a flat parking lot.
It's so cool. It's so cool. Again, like it's such a rad thing. Now I'm a little jealous because everybody's riding around on motos out there. I was like, I've never really been a moto guy, but I'm like out there, I think the moto would be 100% my thing. Like I would have loved to just take that back up to the top of the hill because it was a pretty decent amount of trekking.
So the question is, Saran or no Saran?
Yeah, if I want to spend another 15 grand on another hobby. Yeah, I
We'll
kind of
leave that
want one.
one
I did.
alone.
I legitimately looked one up yesterday. I was like,
I did the same thing. I looked at an e-bike. I was like, so there's a Saran.
I know. I was like, how much do these things cost? And how is it possible that a Suron, like a full-on like electric motorcycle, costs as much as an e-bike does? See, this is the reaction we all have sitting at the table here. In every age range, this is our reaction. I don't know. Who knows?
I
It's
could introduce
crazy.
you to M+1. You'll always want another bike.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is true. It is true. Did you guys go to Dirt Daze last year?
We didn't live here last year.
Oh.
We moved here from Arkansas in February.
Okay.
January.
Okay, so this is going to be a hot take. What's your thoughts on California versus Arkansas as of right now? Uh-oh.
You guys got a lot of trails.
First, we thought, we already moved, we lived out here.
Yeah.
Then first, 5 years ago, we moved out to Arkansas.
Okay.
There's,
So you're a California kid through and through then.
yeah, but,
All right, we're getting good.
there's never, a rage driver.
Yeah,
It's
it's true.
the town, everyone knows each other, but
Yeah.
whenever we came here, now there's just mountain biking, so
Yeah?
it definitely makes up for it.
All right, fair enough. The mountain biking makes up for it.
In
I like it.
Arkansas, outside of Bentonville, there's really nothing.
Yeah, I haven't been out there. Like everybody's saying, I should go to the Bentonville Bike Festival. I want to go this year. I just think timing-wise, it's not going to work out. But a lot of people are saying it's going to be super rad. A lot of content creators are going to be out there. Seabass is going out there. We talked about it earlier. I found out Bobo's going. He jumped into one of my live streams randomly the other day. So you never know what's going to happen. I got to make it to Bentonville one of these days.
Thanks,
When's the festival?
It's on the 27th, I think. It's coming up pretty soon, like really soon, in a couple of weeks. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. How are we looking on time? Look, we're about an hour and 20 minutes in. Can you guys believe how quick that goes? Isn't that crazy?
We've been Joe.
I know.
It's always a good time.
It flies by fast. We're talking Dirt Daze. We're talking mountain biking. That's exactly what we're doing live. I have to take a moment to thank Crooked Lane Brewing. You guys will be happy to know these kids don't have a beer in their hands. I want to be clear that we're not breaking any laws tonight. All right, take it easy.
Just root beer.
Yeah, just root beer. I do have to take a second again to thank Chamois Butt'r. They have agreed to cover the first round for people tonight, and that's absolutely huge. I couldn't have done it without them. That's awesome. All right, we're going to keep rolling on. So we've got Dirt Daze coming up. It is this Saturday. Everybody should be ready to rock and roll. If you're in Northern California, I always say, it is a quintessential Northern California mountain bike event. It is it feels like home, doesn't it, when you go there?
Absolutely. It's a grassroots festival. We've kept it that way. We've made specific decisions to make it not overextend to another type of level. We don't do races. We don't do anything. It's a family event. Even if you don't ride bikes, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and whenever I go there, it just feels like, and you guys will find out if you come this year, it just feels like you're just hanging out, you know? It's fun because, as mountain bikers, we don't always get a chance to hang out with a lot of people that love mountain biking. So it's like when you all get together, it's just a good time. It feels like everybody kind of knows each other a little bit, and I dig it, man. It's such a fun event for us, and again, it helps support the trail systems that we know and love. So when I go to Sedona, it's a blast, and supporting their trail systems are good too. But this is our home too, so you have a little bit of pride here.
Yeah, right. I think when you put it on the calendar, you do Sea Otter, you do Sedona, you do Dirt Daze. It's on the calendar.
It's on the calendar.
Back in, boys.
Oh, there he goes. Here comes Don. Yes, come on in. Thank you, gentlemen, for sitting down with us tonight. Yes.
Thanks, boys.
You'll see them out of Dirt Daze. These guys, these legends. I'm going to call them the legends from Arkansas. The Arkansas
Bentonville.
kids. Yeah, the Arkansas
The
kids.
home.
I just
mountain
missed
biking.
you as well.
Jump on in, boys. Jump on in.
I really just missed you, Joe.
I
They have
know.
small heads. I got to adjust.
Look at him covering up my camera over here. Yeah. Oh, he's fine. He's scooting forward. Oh, Jesus.
Just hold it there awkwardly.
Shit, did I touch it?
Ah, it's fine. I got it.
It's caught on the leg.
Oh, we'll talk. He said he wants us to talk.
What are we going to talk about?
I don't know. I've never had so much pressure. This feels really weird.
It sounds
And
like
I
we're
bet
going.
you
It sounds like we're going to Bentonville.
I bet you the camera's not even on us. It's probably on Joe.
It's on Joe
they
every
been
time.
there?
Don't even worry about it.
Were they
They're
talking
from
about
Bentonville?
No way. Why'd they move
Okay,
here?
we'll do it in a second.
We got good trails.
Because
we got
Bentonville's
good
only
trails.
300 feet of descending.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
How's my camera? There it is. It's back. We're back, baby. We're back. Yes.
I missed you.
I know. I know you did.
Is your hair natural?
What do you mean?
Because it's like way good.
Yeah, look at this.
It's natural.
It just gets
doesn't
better
even
when you
get
do
messed
this.
up.
I know.
Yeah.
Shane thought it was plugs.
Hey, look, get it in the right lighting. Now I look like Conan O'Brien now. It's,
Oh my God.
Snuffleupagus.
It's beautiful. It's Joe.
Yep.
All right, we're back.
Good as new.
Oh my God. Yeah, we haven't been drinking any beers. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's good.
So as we get mildly close to the end of the stream, we're not quite there yet because we're going to interview some more people here in a second. But what else do people need to know about Dirt Daze this Saturday? It's coming up. They should be there. What else? Anything else that we missed? I think we covered everything.
Rain
right?
or shine.
I was going to say, number one, the weather's your friend.
Yes.
We may get some sprinkles, but the dirt will be hero.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can't believe you guys are letting me host a group ride. Can you believe this?
Oh, it's going to be great. Everybody's going to love it. It's not the first. it's not the first one we've let you host, though. Remember?
That's true. That's
You did one of our mandatory Mondays
That's
that all
right.
of us were tied up.
That's right. I
And-
remember that.
Yeah, and I think it went down flawlessly.
I feel like the hype though now because it's Joe, like it's the
Joe.
Calirado kid, where everybody's like, "Well, now we're gonna do that group ride." When it was us, they were like, "Eh."
I don't think anybody's gonna care. I think you're gonna have less people show up to the group ride. If I'm honest, yeah, if I'm clear, yeah.
One of these years, we're all going to have to just take that time out and do the group ride because it seems like it's always a blast. Everybody seems to love it.
Yeah, it turns into a massive group ride too.
Yeah.
Like last year, Gonger Brian was running it, and it was a lot of people. It was a lot of people.
Yeah.
But you guys are used to that. When you guys host group rides in the Auburn, it was like that too, dude.
It's a good
Yeah.
time.
But for Dirt Days itself, though, it would be fun to actually go on the group ride because we're always so busy maintaining the event.
I know. You guys have work to do.
It's part of it. It's a sacrifice we make.
I know.
It's crap.
I know.
I don't know.
I know.
Wait, actually, the first year we were like, okay, you're going to ride in this window, you're going to ride in this window, and none of us rode.
Yes.
By the
didn't
way,
happen.
everybody, Trav's leaving. He didn't get a chance to.
Trav.
But you'll see him at Dirt Daze.
Hey, I don't appreciate your mustache, Trav. Okay, I'm just going to be clear on that. I like it. I like it, but it's like mustache infringements happening right now, and I'm a little disheartened by it. Look at this guy. Good to see you, buddy.
That's funny.
It was
See
funny.
you on Sunday.
Just like going back, like thinking the first one.
Saturday. That's kind of like how Dawn messed up the date of the live stream.
I know that's my fault.
Yeah. It's
All right,
Dawn's fault.
I admitted it.
Another notable change for Dirt Daze this year is no bike check.
Oh, really?
Sorry. Yeah.
Well, I said we were gonna have some teens running
Bike
it.
corral.
We're going to have a bike corral, and it's going to be at your own risk, but
Yeah.
just the bike check.
Inside the event.
Yeah, it'll be inside the event. So
Same place.
around the vendors, all that kind of stuff. But it will be at your own risk this year. Just hard to manage and too much liability with all those bikes. So it's on you. No one's going to take your bike, but if they do, it's on you.
We just gotta hire like the local drunk guy that just always hangs out at the Harmony Ridge Market or something, and just bring him over. You know?
Yeah.
I don't think they're watching, and I don't even care. But have you ever seen the guys on the other side of the fence with the 20-foot bonfire every day rocking the music?
No.
Yeah, I can hear their music. Yeah, when you park in the parking lot. Yeah.
I bet you he's 240. We should bring him over here. I bet he's just a big old boy.
Yeah.
How about your bikes? You got beer? Yes.
He's probably watching
We
this
have
right
beer.
now, being like, "That mother."
I know.
Kick his ass.
I know.
If you could just slap me.
Exactly. Well, super stoked, man. Super stoked we got to do this for a third year in a row. This
Yeah,
is
it's
now
exciting.
turning into annual traditions. And, man, I can't describe how fun it is. Like, I'd love to just pack this place with people. It's so cool that people come out and hang out with us and put up with us. And,
Yep.
again, Crooked Lane's been so rad for having us here and things
They
like
sure
that. I couldn't have done it without him. Chamois Butt'r buying the first round. Really awesome stuff.
Thank you, Chamois Butt'r.
Appreciate you.
And before we close it up, we're going to bring in this gentleman right here. He's got some Q&A stuff for us.
All
Dave,
right.
are you coming in too? Look at Dave's mustache. You might.
Oh yeah, bring it in.
Oh my God! Can I zoom in on Dave's mustache?
If you can, because Dave's is solid handlebar status.
I know.
It's also because Dave
Yeah.
loves being on camera.
I know.
He loves it. I remember your first video where he was like, "Are you really doing this to me?" Like
I
right in the
know.
middle of the video. Fantastic.
The first Dirt Daze
Yeah,
video. He's like, I'm not
fantastic.
good on camera.
I know. 100%. Just right in his face. Especially like early Colorado kid days. I'm like, hey, say this.
Yeah.
Like,
and,
wait,
it,
what
and it
did
was
you
like,
say?
what,
Silent
7 in the
mustache.
morning? when everybody was first waking up? Didn't have the first coffee yet?
Nobody's ready for it. Nobody's ready. Too high energy. Nobody's prepared.
We
Yeah.
love that about you.
I know. It's kind of what we do. All right.
It is.
All right. I'm going to scoot over. Hold on. All right. Come on in here.
Really, right here?
Yes.
Thanks to you. Wow.
Head of the table.
Place of honor.
See, this is why you bring extra chairs so people can come sit next to me.
Yeah, and hopefully not spilling beer on your expensive laptop.
That's fine. It's a write-off.
He's borrowing it. It doesn't matter.
I know. So wait, are you guys coming to Dirt Daze this year?
I have previous plans to be in Santa Cruz this weekend, so I was totally disappointed.
That's the only allowable
realize I was in
excuse.
conflict.
I'm out.
Oh no! Offense was taken. That's fine.
Sounds like he's in the water.
I'm guessing it's not riding oriented.
He's surfing.
Oh, it's riding all weekend oriented.
Okay, that's actually
That's a
pretty
good
awesome.
excuse.
Yeah, that's pretty
Okay,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Pass.
Can't hate on that.
But
No.
nobody else can do that. Everybody else comes to Dirt Days.
Everyone else come to Dirt Daze. Exactly right.
I
He's
just
gonna have
got
the trails all to himself.
Yeah,
that's fine.
but I just got
Yeah.
the UC report, and UC is all time right now.
I'm sure it is.
What are you doing right now?
Oh, man. Hey, what are you doing?
Shane,
Hey,
quit talking
take it
about
easy. Hey.
You don't want to go to UC this
Retract
weekend.
that comment.
Shane, get off the mic.
Delete.
Shane's an idiot. It's horrible
Oh,
down
I
there.
know. Yeah, just awful, awful.
Blown out.
Now, I've ridden UC once. I will say pretty incredible stuff. Do you go down there very frequently?
Yeah, they got a house down there. So yeah.
So we're all invited, is what I just heard.
You know what? I would love
See you there Sunday.
to host a Calirado Kid mountain biking weekend in Felton.
That sounds rad. Let's
do it.
Yeah.
The Santa Cruzians don't like me that much. They're just going to call me a kook if I go down there. They're going to tell me, Valley, go home.
Yeah, and it's going to be
You
hard.
just got to look like you got to wear the right shirt.
Realistically, though, man, the community down there is incredible. They've built some incredible trail systems that you're not supposed to talk about that everybody knows about. But, like, I try to respect that as much as possible. One of the biggest things that people told me when I went down to Santa Cruz, like, because I was still shooting, like, POV stuff, like, don't record any entrances, exits, anything like that. But,
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, pretty incredible stuff what they've been able to pull off. There's a reason why when, like, racers come to town, like, I'm pretty sure, like, when a lot of people came to town for Sea Otter, like, a lot of the big hitters went and rode Santa Cruz, like, one of those days. You know
It's
what I
funny
mean?
if
Santa
you watch a
Cruz.
lot of like
Yeah.
factory videos, you start looking and you're like, oh, I know where that's at.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yes.
it's all, but they never say where it is, and there's a reason.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Incredible trail systems. So that's you got a place down there?
I've got a place down there. Yeah, actually, we were down there a year ago in Sea Otter weekend, and riding along, and my buddy was like, "Hey, that's Kyle and April." And I was like, "Who's Kyle and April?" And now I know who they are.
Yeah, it's funny how that works too. Like sometimes I don't know, like Kyle and April I know because they're content creators. But there's sometimes like racers and stuff that people have to point out to me because I'm still learning that
Yeah.
side of the business essentially, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you know who that is? That's whoever. I'm like, oh wow, I had no clue, you know. But like I got a chance to talk with Remy Metalier out in
Oh,
Sedona.
yeah. Ripper.
Super nice guy. I got to hang out with him in Sea Otter also. Very cool. The guy absolutely shreds. It's like. But you know what I mean? Like, just if you saw him in Santa Cruz, you'd be like, "Holy crap!" You know, you'd freak out. You know
Did
what
his
I mean?
tires touch the ground?
Oh, God, yeah, that guy's an absolute maniac, and it was cool talking to him. He's really like passionate about what he does, and so it was really interesting. Who else did we saw? We saw Brad Sims out at Sea Otter. You guys
Nice.
know Brad Sims?
Yeah.
You know who that is? Dude, yeah, he was super cool. He was talking to all of us, so it's like just the fact that you can sit around and talk with all these guys is pretty rad. Sea Otter's really good for that.
The stuff that guy does on a bike, like if you've seen his BMX videos,
Yes, yes,
unreal.
it's insane.
Yeah.
It's
And now to
insane.
see him transitioning to mountain biking is cool.
It's crazy. Have you ridden Sedona at all?
I almost made it to Sedona. So a few weekends back, we were headed for Moab, and Moab was just all snowed in, everything like that, and we almost went to Sedona instead. But it cleared up, so we headed to Moab anyway.
Smart move, smart move.
Did you go
yeah.
to George?
What's that?
Where'd you go? George? Or actual, like Moab?
You saying St. George? No, you went to Moab.
Oh yeah, Moab.
All in the same area, it's just Rampage number one.
Yeah, St. George is a little further
got
south,
it.
but yeah, hit Moab. We didn't get to do the whole enchilada because it was snowed in, but we still did Porcupine Rim, Mag 7. It was sweet. Portal was kind of nuts.
I think it all is.
A little bit sketchy.
Dude, Brian's video on Portal is it's over 7 million views on YouTube.
Wow.
That's a lot. For a long form video, like that's, 20 minutes long, 7 million views.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's
It's
crazy.
a reference.
Crazy. Anyways, we're getting distracted with Utah, aren't we?
I know.
Oh, we're here to talk about Dirt Daze. Hey, who started this? Who started this?
Where we go?
Well, I was thrilled to hear that Talon's like open and spectacular. Definitely
Shane wrote it today, so he can give you the report.
I did first lap, gave it some. Spectacular second lap, no pedaling, just as good.
Yeah.
So, in that regard, like, what's the status of the second trail? What's the name of the second trail they're working on? Did they got canceled by owl season, or how did that work?
That was last year for sure.
Permagrin. Yeah, the owl thing's over. But Permagrin, Orion, Max, all LeBlanc have been putting so much work into it. But what happens with what we'll call lily pads, step up, step downs, is you need to continually test that stuff.
Yeah.
So Orion, being the man he is, will not accept anything but perfect. So he has not put the entry or the exit in, but what I've heard is it's about 90% done. I don't think it'll be available for Dirt Daze, but when that trail opens, it is going to be a mind-boggle, true black trail.
Sweet.
Crazy, yeah.
It's looking good for us locals, so it's pretty.
It is. That's
And us somewhat locals.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very local. Granite Bay, man.
That's local. That's
very local.
That definitely counts.
I'll see you guys later. Thanks
See you,
for tuning
Kyle.
in.
Kyle,
Thank
good
you,
to see you,
Kyle.
brother.
And subscribe.
Like
and
that's-
subscribe.
Like,
Like
subscribe.
and subscribe.
Yeah, that's right.
Days on Saturday, and I'll see you guys there.
Yes.
See you, buddy.
See you there,
Good to
Kyle.
see
Saturday,
you.
brother.
Good to see you. All right, we're going to get close to signing off here. I'm stoked everybody got a chance to sit down, talk. Do we have any specific questions for me before we close it up, or is everybody we pretty good?
What's your favorite color?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Blue? It's got to
Is
be
it?
blue.
Me
Is it
too.
blue?
I think it's blue.
It's Dawn's favorite color, too.
Blue reminds me of the sky, you know, like blue is calming, right? Red's like, if you look at a chart, like there's a psychological thing, like if it's blue, like it's calming, and then red's like agitating or something. I don't know if that's true or not.
Favorite bourbon?
Ooh.
Oh, I do that one.
You know what? I think
favorite too.
Joseph Magnus is probably the top of my list. Joseph Magnus is.
You know, I do
Yeah.
have to say is that I think it was last year where I got the Blantons from you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I brought that down. I was like,
Oh,
take it.
so good.
Yes. So true.
Okay.
Yep.
I like it. Good questions, Dawn.
I know,
Those
thanks.
are good.
Those are pretty good. Those are
Favorite
pretty good.
meat, favorite
Pretty good.
meat
Out
to
of a-
smoke.
Brisket, hands down. Brisket's the greatest, but also brisket takes a lot of time.
It
like,
does.
And then like,
I suck at brisket.
you know, I'll be there 10, 12 hours and stuff.
Yep,
so
I
it's
don't
like,
like that kind of time.
Okay, you know why he sucks at brisket?
Yeah.
It's because he calls it, what do you call it? It's not a Traeger. What do you call it?
It's Traeger.
It's not a Traeger.
Yeah, it is.
it's a
How would you-
Traeger.
No, he says
That's
Traeger.
what I said.
No, he said Traeger.
Maybe,
I said.
maybe it's from Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've got a question for you. How good of a cyclist have you gotten to be? Because I heard you got into this a few years ago.
6.
And I also it seems like maybe you're getting a little better than bad.
It's funny because like we talked about this on the Pursuit podcast that I did recently, and like one of the things he talked about, he's like, hey, what do people think about your riding ability? I'm like, I guess now the stuff that I do is all skip based. You don't ever see me ride anymore. So the only way people find out like what I can do is when they actually ride with me. Now there's a couple people in the chat that could probably attest to this. Like Brian Gong went out to Downeyville with me, and like I just smoked everybody because like I think the advantage I had there is one, it's like a hometown trail, right? We're used to
Yeah.
it.
Right.
So I have that advantage to me. Like when I'm on a newer trail, I'm a little bit more timid with my riding because I don't want to get injured and stuff. But like in Downeyville where I know the trail, man, I smoked everybody. And like
Nice.
that was everybody that I was with. So like I'm quite capable. When I was out in Whistler, I was saying like I was riding the double black stuff. Like I'm not a pushover. I just don't really advertise my riding ability anymore. And honestly, I end up riding Granite Bay a lot, which Granite Bay is not
Right.
very techy, you
And
know?
I think
It's
at some
funny,
point you
but-
start to develop your character. So
Yeah.
what's your
Yeah.
character of riding?
I mean, to me, like double black chunk is my favorite. Like I
Really?
like gnarly, chunky trails.
What's
Yeah,
funny
there you
though
go.
is
Like toads.
if you look at like your riding ability when we first met
Yeah.
3 years ago versus the last time we rode together, I was like, oh damn, Joe got good.
He actually said
Joe got
that.
fast.
Yeah.
He said that. Yeah.
It's exponentially better than what you were 3-4 years ago.
It's night and day for sure, and I think that happens with a lot of us riders, right? Like we all kind of
Absolutely.
progress. I always think like one of the things that's interesting is like Granite Bay is a good example. Like you go to Granite Bay, you're like, oh, there's this rock roll that I'm terrified of, and then like 2 months later, you do it, and you're like, okay, you immediately can show that you're increasing your bike skill, right?
Yeah.
So I see that at Granite Bay. I always tell people if you want to increase your like rock roll ability, go back there and play around, and you get better prepared for like Rockville and Sedona and stuff like that when you go out there.
Yep.
Did you guys play around the rock roll stuff a lot back there?
Oh yeah, that's every time we play in the playground back in Granite Bay, and it really has prepared me. I mean, we headed up north about the same time you did last year, and headed to Moab a couple weeks ago, and you know everything there was just incredible. Nothing really freaked me out or anything like that. Went over to the
Nice.
bars a couple times, but I pretty much do that every ride.
It happens. So does Dawn. So
That's
it's
a
okay.
good reminder. It makes
We were
you
talking about.
makes you
I
alive.
told you. I told you. He thought I was full of crap. But I was like, dude, I crash all the time.
Yeah.
I just don't put that in the video.
Yeah, I know. You cut that part out.
Absolutely.
That's one of the things I always prided myself on, even when I was making like the riding videos. Is like the crashes were always the highlights. I never cut out any crashes because
Nope,
it was
you
pretty
can't.
obvious.
Gotta
like,
keep it in there.
You know, like I thought about making a video where like the idea is like you go to GoPro and you go to return the GoPro and you're like, something's not right. Like when I look at this riding footage, it's like way slower than everybody else's riding footage, And they're like, they look at it, they're like, the camera's fine. Like it's just maybe you're not a very good rider.
No, it can't be that. It can't be that.
For the record, I did lose one of Sean's GoPros somewhere on Rocky and Auburn,
or East Side. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But there's a GoPro out there somewhere with some decent footage on it. So
At least
whoever
we think
finds
it's decent.
it was a group ride actually. So
It actually was, yeah.
if anybody finds that GoPro,
Yeah.
let us know.
Sweet. Good.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
Mammoth Bar Enduro is Sunday, day after Dirt Days.
That's
You
right.
could plan an
Yep.
epic weekend.
You could. Yep.
Thanks, TBF.
There's going to be a great MTB weekend going on around here for sure.
Ah, so good. Northern California mountain bike days are the best.
Yeah, and they're obviously going to have great dirt too for that event. So check it out.
And for the first time, the Enduro won't be 95 degrees.
Yes.
So it'll be
Which
nice.
it normally is. Yeah.
I just won't do that because I don't want to climb out of Mammoth Bar or whatever.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
terrible.
it hurts.
The climb out's the worst.
It hurts.
That Enduro has some gnarly climbing in it.
Yep.
And you can't shuttle that, right? As far as I know.
No, not in that race.
There's no
You got to
shuttles.
pedal it. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I'll never
Have
sign
fun.
up for that race.
Yeah. Me neither. Don's done it
Twice.
twice.
Yeah, I made the mistake of following Heath from the hub. He's like, let me show you around. I was like, I know.
Oh, Brian.
I remember that.
Hold on.
Breaking news. Bikesome says Auburn was moved. I don't know if that's true or not.
Oop.
I wonder if it's because of the weather.
I don't know. I don't know why they would stop it. I've seen plenty of other races just riding full on muck.
And I thought I just saw on Facebook today that was
I did
still
too.
advertised.
It was for
as
Sunday.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe he has some inside scoop that we don't know.
We're gonna
I don't know
find
why
out.
they'd move it because even the Park Service announced that the closures that they're going to have for Sunday.
Oh, interesting.
Too, so
Okay.
yeah.
I will say, if you ever want to watch how fast a bike can go, you should watch Bikesome.
Oh God.
I know.
Mad Style finds
Guy's
lines
fast.
that I don't even know where they come from.
I think Jay should just take his brakes off. He doesn't touch them.
I remember the first time I was following him in Nevada City.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this guy races.
Yes.
And so I asked him, I was like, you race, huh? And he's like, yeah, how'd you know? I said, because you're taking the inside line on freaking everything.
Yes.
He's like, oh, you know.
I hadn't met Jay for 2 years, and I would just watch his lines and be like, okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Shane went 6 to midnight.
Bikesome embarrasses us all.
Lots
Embarrasses
of
us
Bikesome
all.
videos.
I know.
All right, I'll subscribe.
I know. All right, so closing thoughts, you guys, on anything before I bring in. There's 2 kids I got to bring in here for a second, and they got to say they got to embarrass me live,
yes, let's
live
do
on the
it.
stream. But
Yeah.
any closing thoughts for anything anybody should know about Dirt Days before we close up the live stream?
I'll say this, starts at 8 a.m., goes till about 4. That's when the raffle will start with all the good prizes you've already talked about.
Yep.
I will say that we do have a PB&J transition frame. I've kind of teased it.
sweet,
but
sweet.
So the first reveal is right here, right now.
Yes.
So if you like dirt jumping, that's something that's up for raffle, which is pretty rad. That's all I can think of.
Huge shout out to Buckethead, 805,
Yep.
Crooked Lane.
Yep.
We're going to have some good food and some good beer.
Yep. Come out, support local trails, support trail advocacy. That's what the day's all about. Let's try to raise as much money as possible. Again, that's what the day's about. We try to do this once a year and blow it out as best we can. And with the support of the mountain bike community, it's just been nothing but success. And we have a great community here locally, so we look forward to a great event on Saturday, rain or shine.
And one thing I'll add to that too is that like everything that we sell at our booth, right? So whether that's shirts, hats, raffle tickets, beer, all of that goes back. So anything that you buy from like our booth is going back to the trail. So it's like spend some money.
Yeah, and I think along those lines, even as a nonprofit, we don't really fundraise throughout the year. It's just not something we do. We use this as our main fundraiser, so we do. There is expenses that come along with the event. We front those in hopes of a great event. So please come out, support the event because we do give back 100% of what comes from the event.
Yes.
Yep.
Sweet. How you feeling about Santa Cruz now, huh?
Oh man, I might have to beg out, man.
We made him so guilty. Made him so guilty. Yes. Awesome. Well, another exciting live stream, guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to try and flag down these kids. They want to embarrass me real quick
right.
before we sign
do
off.
it.
Let's see. Hey, Pata. Want to bring the kids over here? All right, here we go. This is going to
So
be
right in the middle of Uno.
Thank you for all your hard work. We appreciate the setup, everything you've done. You go above and beyond every year, and we definitely want to, show you our appreciation. So big ups.
This doesn't take me any time at all to set up. It's
Not
so
at all.
easy.
Yeah,
it's
it
so
just
easy.
goes right up. All right.
Joe, thank you for being you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Yes.
you, brother.
Appreciate you guys. Here, go over there, Franco. Yeah, exactly. So there's. Oh wait, can we? Here, sit over here on this one if you could. So I don't know where these kids came from, but they look like they're absolute shredders on a bike. I don't know if that's true or not.
Hi, Dad. I'm
What?
your children.
What?
We are your children.
Whose children's?
Yours. And so does my kitty say.
Oh my God! What are you guys doing over here? How's it going?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. You know what we're talking about today?
Mountain biking.
Yeah. What
Yes.
specifically? Do you guys know?
Stuff. No.
I'll give you a hint. There's a sticker right here. You can check that out. What does it say?
Dirt Daze.
Dirt Daze. That's right. We're talking about Dirt Daze, which is happening Sunday. You guys came up coming up Saturday. Well, you guys came out last year. Do you guys remember? It was a bike festival that we went to, that we were hanging out at. There was a live band. There was all kinds of stuff. And then we were sitting around. We ate lunch. You guys remember any of that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, fair enough. You were too young at the time. I don't know if that's true or not. I could be wrong. Okay, good. How'd school go today?
It's good.
Okay, good.
Very good.
Great.
Boring
Did you guys?
as ever. Yes,
What?
boring because we had math today.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Who told you to say this? Did somebody coach you on this stuff or what?
No, not at all.
Oh,
Not
okay,
at all.
fair enough. Okay, good. Well, we got the event going on. You have a birthday party to go to or something this weekend, don't you?
Yes.
They have these kids have schedules. They got birthday parties. They got nobody invites me to birthday parties anymore.
You're my dad. You gotta go.
I know, but I'm not gonna go to a kid's birthday party. You know what I mean? Like I gotta none of my adult friends invite me to birthday parties.
I don't. Do you have any adult friends?
Hey, what are you talking about? Everybody here is my friend. Come on. Put on the spot. Look, anyways, we're going to call it a night. These guys are signing out. Anything anybody should know before we close it up tonight, guys?
Flora has smelly feet.
Yeah, it's kind of true. But maybe she gets it from me. I don't know if that's true.
So do you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to another exciting Calirado Kid live stream live from Crooked Lane Brewing. We couldn't have done it without them. If you can, pick up some Crooked Lane beer any chance you get, or come by the brewery. In addition to that, don't forget to support Chamois Butt'r. Chamois Butt'r bought everybody their first round tonight. What kind of company does that? A rad company. So if you can support them, even if you don't need it, go buy some Chamois Butt'r. That's going to do it for us tonight. I do also want to say thank you to, and you guys know this, I work with Worldwide Cyclery. They are incredible in the mountain biking industry. They support what I do, and I have an affiliate link. I'll put it down below at some point. I haven't done it yet. Maybe I have. You can click on the affiliate link. It'll help support these kids because they're starving, right?
You are our father. Cook for us.
Yeah, exactly. So
Actually, we are going to get burgers and milkshakes.
yeah, so any purchase you do through the Worldwide Cyclery affiliate will help afford all the burgers and milkshakes they eat. It's a lot. Trust me, it's a lot. And finally, I have to thank Everyman Jack, another sponsor of the channel. They've been absolutely incredible. And would you guys say it helps me smell better?
I guess. No, not at all.
Okay, there's a 50-50 chance it'll make you smell better. Otherwise, I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, on this live stream. We'll see you on the next one.
Goodbye, fellow humans. Goodbye.
You're going to hear first.